You guys have been married for almost 3 years. So what advice would you have for your best friends that just got engaged?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Has that been on your finger this whole time, motherfucker? No.
You can please some of the people all of the time.
You can please all of the people some of the time.
But you can't please all of the people all of the time.
Welcome to the People Pleasers Podcast.
All right, is this thing on?
It's on now.
Oh my God. We just recorded an entire intro, but it wasn't recording.
It wasn't recording.
It's fine.
It's fine.
We're just going to act like this is our first time saying this and try to act natural.
That's so funny.
Dang it.
That was a great start. Honestly, that was a great,
It was a warm-up.
It was a warm-up.
Yeah.
That was good.
We needed to transition into it.
We needed a laugh.
With that being said, she's engaged. Yes. Yes, she is.
Yes, I am. Yes,
She's
I am.
shining.
Thank you.
She's glowing. She's weighed down by a 4-carat diamond. I don't know if it's 4 carats, but it's giant.
She's nice.
She is a new and improved, the next era, if you will.
Wow. That's the weirdest thing that I keep going back to of like, my name's going to change.
I know.
I'm not going to be Grace Chappell.
It's pretty weird.
That's weird.
It's really weird to think about.
I can't wrap my head around that one.
That's okay. You have time.
I have plenty of time on that one.
Oh, but you're feeling good.
Feeling
the
good.
The last couple weeks have been a whirlwind.
Been a whirlwind. It's been fun to just look at.
Yeah.
Just catch my eye.
Right.
Oh, that's
Take
nice.
photos of.
Took a lot of photos of my camera roll, put in the sun, just see how
Let it glisten.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I know. You see everyone else do it. So when it becomes your turn, you're like, this is weird.
Oh my God. I totally remember. I would take any chance I could to put my left hand in a photo.
Oh yeah. Thankfully I talk with my hands all the time. So it's just out there. It's just, I realize though that I do sit with my left hand always.
Yeah.
But now I'm over aware that I'm oh. So
who are you?
I was FaceTiming a couple friends and they were like, oh, I see you with that. And I'm like, huh?
And you're like,
oh right, it's here. Totally forgot. Yeah.
It's
not doing it on purpose, but I will.
Extension of you now.
Yeah, it is. It's been fun. I love Holt and I'll be sitting there sometimes and he'll just take my hand and just look at it and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Thanks.
I'm just so glad that it's your turn.
Thanks, me too. I'm excited.
And everything that's to come.
I know. It'll be fun. So much fun ahead.
I know.
So much we're going to get to do together.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
It feels so surreal getting to talk about it on here.
I know. Well, and in this episode too, I bombard you with it.
Yeah, it's a very exciting episode today.
It's my favorite part of the episode.
Oh my gosh. Literally and I had been leading up to that day every time I came over because we had a feeling it was going to happen because Holt had his off season.
Yes.
So, which we don't need to go into detail about it, obviously.
Yeah.
It's your story to tell. But we knew that it was going to be happening relatively soon-ish.
Yeah.
And so every time I'd come over, I would look at your hand. I'm like, okay, hasn't happened yet. Hasn't happened. And that was the one time I just didn't look.
Well, and I didn't wear it when you guys got here.
Okay.
Because I wanted to make it known. Because I was like, we're going to talk. They'll get here. I won't have it on to really make it known there's nothing on my hand. Mm-hmm. And then I think my favorite part of this episode, well, there's a lot of favorite parts, but my favorite part of this episode is honestly watching my hand down here and keeping it down here. Because at first I turned it in like this when I was turning the camera on and everything like that. And then when I move it around, you can see when I move it around. And then I just sit here like this with my hand glued to my side.
And you go, I'm so sweaty.
I'm so sweaty.
It makes no sense why you're being so weird.
I was so nervous. I know, looking back, I'm the first 10 minutes of the episode are kind of rough because I'm just disassociating with everything you guys are saying, which I think we cut out majority of it.
Yeah.
And then we got to towards the end and you were like, should we go ahead and just start over the intro? And I'm like, no, because I can't get out of this chair, Sarah. Let's go ahead and just start it. But also make it quick so that way we don't run out of time.
Oh my gosh.
It was just perfect that we were I told you I wanted to tell all of my people in person. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, well I don't really want to FaceTime. I want to tell people. Obviously there's some people I have to FaceTime because they're not here, but obviously you live here. So I was like, well, I'm going to tell Sarah in person.
Yeah.
And it just so perfectly worked out that you and Zach were going to be here just a couple days later.
I know.
It was so hard to not text you.
It was a couple days.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, get them over
It
here.
happened Sunday. You guys were
Yeah.
on Tuesday. And I
Yeah.
felt bad because I'm like, I don't like telling people before I tell Sarah. Because
It's
I was
okay.
texting some people I
Yeah.
know, but it made me sad because I was like, I want Sarah to know.
I know. You're like, I want to see her reaction. But then you ended up getting my reaction captured on camera.
Yes.
And it is quite the reaction.
Honestly,
Quite
like,
the potty mouth.
That was so fun because anyone that I FaceTimed, they were like, is this what I think it is? So, like, they knew. So you were the truly only
Caught off guard.
genuine reaction I had because, like, family knew.
Yeah.
But then all the friends that I would be like, hey, can I FaceTime you? And they're like,
What are you going to show me?
Yeah. So, like, they knew it was coming. And then anyone I texted, I didn't get to see their reaction. So you guys were just a genuine reaction that I'm like, that's so special to get to have. But also to get to tell you guys together was really fun.
I know.
I
Oh
love
my
that.
gosh. I'm so excited we get to relive it back whenever we want.
I know. I'm just going to go rewatch it all the time.
I know.
Just gives me the giggles.
Gosh, yeah. Well,
yeah.
that's to come.
That's to come
But
before we
other
get
than
there.
that,
Yeah.
What else has been going on with you besides the big engagement, which is obviously the highlight of your life at this point in time?
It's been taking up the majority of the space in my head.
Yeah.
I had my first wedding of the year, which is good.
It went well.
It went well. It's weird to get back into it again, just like it always is when you're like, shit, I haven't had a wedding in 3 months, like, or X amount of time. It's like, dang, okay, I'm a little rusty, but it's
still exciting.
It's still exciting. Yes, it's just like that mental thing that you're like, oh, wait, I remember how to do this. I know what this
I'm
is
good at
like.
this.
Yeah, there's a reason they hired me and I'm here.
And wait, I enjoy this.
I have fun. This is fun.
Yes.
It was rough going straight into a 10-hour wedding day. After not having it for so long, I was like,
That's a long one. Yeah.
But it honestly went by so fast.
Yeah.
It went by really
Always
fast.
does.
Yeah. It was just great. It was a good day. Good people. Smooth.
Good.
No hiccups. It was great. Yeah.
So deserving.
It's good. So
I'm so
yeah,
happy.
that's about just getting back into it.
Yeah.
And then getting into it myself.
I know.
Yeah. So,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, which we will talk about as
Yes,
well.
we will. But
But-
what's been going on with you?
Oh goodness, so much. A lot.
Fill us in.
Yeah, I was super sick again. I'm like, I think this has to be the last time. Like, it's spring. Come on, give us the good vibes.
You've done your time.
I'm done being sick and tired. So I was
Sick and
really
tired of being sick and tired.
Yes, I know. So that was my last week, and then Corey had her baby.
Yeah.
Yes, little Kaden. So that's so exciting. So she had her
Yeah.
baby last week, which also means that she's going to be on maternity leave for a month.
Right.
So I have been covering her clients with help from Claire. Shout out to Claire. Could not do it by myself.
Yes.
On top of my current workload, and
Right.
then just gearing up, I covered an engagement party for Corey over the
Yeah.
weekend at the Midland Theater. So that was really fun.
That looked really fun.
Yeah, it was like a private concert. Hayes Carl. Hadn't heard of him.
Yeehaw.
He's really good.
He's great.
He was really good. It was really
That's
fun.
awesome. That's
It
a
was
fun experience
day.
to give to people.
Right. It was fun to also just like, I'd never had an event at Midland before
Yeah.
besides like the gala that we've attended and stuff.
Right.
But it was just fun to just like be behind scene and like
Yeah.
see all the green rooms and
Yeah.
because I'm a big like concert person. So I love that.
Yeah.
So it was really fun.
Good. And I bet it was fun too, like kind of slowly getting into it rather than going straight into a wedding day. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, this is kind of fun to have like a different
Event.
style of an event
Yeah.
that still relates to love and weddings,
Right.
but not a full-on wedding yet.
Right. But it was, I will say, being sick the week leading up to it and
Yeah.
also just feeling like I feel like I put extra pressure on myself because I was like, oh, I have to kind of prove myself to the couple because they've been working with Corey this whole
Right.
time. And here I am coming in at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm there
That's
on the
true.
day. So I was like, do I know everything that's happening? I think I know what's happening.
Yeah.
But just a lot of like, you know, self-deprecation.
Oh, yeah.
All the things.
The lovely spiral
right.
of imposter syndrome.
Excuse me. Yeah. But that on top of being sick, I was just like, I am running on 0 right now.
Yeah.
But I think it was Thursday. I finally I had canceled all my meetings Monday through Wednesday. Didn't do anything to prep for the wedding or the event until Thursday. So I was like, okay, 2 days prior, it's
my
fine.
time.
It all worked
Yes.
out. But
Yeah.
I do have a fun story. So I went to Starbucks on Thursday. Because I was like, okay, I need a medicine ball to get me through the rest of this day.
I want one of
And this is the first time leaving my house in like, I don't even know how many days. And I was wearing doing my best hat. And the girl at the drive-thru was like, what does your hat say? I was like, doing my best. And she was like, I love that message. That is so
Aw.
good to be spreading. She goes, hang on a second. And she goes and gets me a cake pop. And it matches the hat.
That's so sweet.
I actually teared up.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, I have been so sick all week. You do not know what this gesture means to me.
That's so
So I
sweet.
know. So that was a fun little thing that happened. To just
Aw.
like, give a little hope and like, you know what?
Yeah.
Again, we say it all the time. We're all just doing our best. And it's so true.
Yeah, that's so, wow. What a kind, just a sweet, like, gesture of kindness.
She was so sweet. And she was like, "You're doing great, girl. Love you." And I was like, "I love you."
Do we just become best friends?
I know. I'll be back
I'll be
tomorrow.
back. Can I have another cake pop or two?
I know. I was like,
That's
I've
so
actually never even
sweet.
had one of these. It's pretty good.
They are really good.
Now I understand why Charlie's obsessed.
Oh, that's so, I'm
Yeah.
glad you had that. That was probably
Me
like a nice
too.
little
It was like the
start
like
into the
highlight of
weekend.
my week last week.
Yeah,
So-
honestly. Just what you needed
Yeah.
to like get that energy back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was good. And yeah, the event went great. So
Good.
now we're gearing up, have a wedding this weekend, have a wedding next
Woohoo!
weekend. It's time.
Yeah,
We're here.
it is time. We've arrived.
We arrived.
Wedding guest season and wedding vendor season.
And wedding planning season.
And wedding planning season. Oh my
I know.
gosh. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's that time.
We can't escape it.
No.
But why would we want to?
No, it's the best time.
It is.
It's crazy time, but it's the best time.
I know.
Yeah.
But today, let's get into it. We have our lovely, some would say better halves, potentially.
Maybe.
No, definitely not. No. Our biggest fans.
Yes.
Our partners. Your fiance.
My fiance. In the episode, I say boyfriend because I hadn't said it yet.
I know.
I hadn't told you yet.
Fiance.
My fiance.
It makes so much more sense now. Fiance, Holt.
Yes.
And my husband, Zach.
Yes. It's gonna be a fun one. I think it's fun. Obviously, it's gonna be kind of silly, but there's some good
We like
questions
silly.
in there too. Yes, that's why we're here.
We want to be entertained.
Exactly.
And
There's
entertaining.
No shortage of entertainment, but it's also a good conversation to have from a guy's perspective about planning a wedding and having a wedding.
Yeah.
It was cool to hear things that they like or things that they would have done differently or things they're looking forward to. It was just really cool to hear their perspective.
I know. They're the best.
They are the best.
It was a lot of fun.
It was
So
fun.
we're excited for everybody to hear.
So go ahead and
Grab some popcorn.
I was like, grab a drink.
Buckle on up.
Buckle up. Go ahead and buckle up for our biggest fans.
Our biggest fans. And here they are. Well,
I'm sweaty. I'm really sweaty.
This would be the least professional of all the podcasts.
Yep.
we have two very near and dear to our hearts guests today. Don't scratch that.
That was good.
Scratch that. Okay, today's guest, plural guest. Sorry, I can't say it.
Cut that. Cut that.
This is why it's so hard.
It's hard.
Yes.
I know. That's why I was like, I'm
All
not
right.
doing it.
You gotta get the chuckles out.
All right. Today's guest.
I'm. Do I need to leave,
I
Sarah?
need to not look at Holt. I'm gonna look at Zach. No, I'm gonna look at Grace.
Okay.
All right, let me try this. All right, welcome to the People Pleaser podcast. Today's guests are Sarah and Grace. This is obviously your host, Zach and Holt.
Your
As
hose? Your hose?
Yeah.
We're
Hose.
both. We're both. Continue, Zach.
That's really good.
I think we could
Ladies,
use
please,
that.
please.
We can use that.
Ladies, please. Go ahead, Zach.
And that's all the time we have. Thank you for coming to the People Pleasers podcast.
Please
And
like and
that's the
subscribe and
episode.
comment. Thumbs up.
Yeah, like-
it really helps our channel.
Yeah, Holt, you should try that.
Go ahead.
All right.
Silence.
Now your face is red. Bitch.
Is his face always this red?
Always.
Is rosacea contagious?
Shut up. Okay. All right, we're using that, but
Okay. All right.
Choose your fight.
So it's a People Pleasers podcast takeover today by none other than our better halves.
our
Some may
favorite
say.
people,
Better halves? I don't know about that. Our favorite people.
our biggest
Our
fans.
biggest fans.
Bow, 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 bow.
Travis Kelce?
Yes. I told Sarah I'm supporting
Possibly.
both my boyfriends today.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't argue with
We're
that
off to a
one.
good start.
This is great.
Listen, you fight a fight that I couldn't fight.
Yeah.
You're a better man than me, honestly.
These are high expectations.
All right.
Anyways,
Anyways,
back to the people in the room. We have my husband, Zach Downing in the house.
Hello, everyone.
In the stewed.
oh,
We're doing great.
Zach Downing, everyone,
And who else?
and we have my boyfriend, Holt McKinney.
Woo! Yes. You don't know
Honored
what to
be
say?
here. No, honored to be. That's so great for a podcast. I know.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad you have a mic in your hand. Wow.
You guys are our first guys. We've only had
Maybe
gals.
possibly her only.
Hey,
Probably the only.
that glass ceiling's getting shattered today.
Absolutely. We step where no man has ever stepped before.
All right, you might be our last male guests.
Absolutely.
Well, we're so happy to have you both here today.
Yeah.
Holt,
Thank you.
Holt, thanks for having us.
I mean, I live
Really?
here. It's an honor to be here and to share Grace's office for an actual formal podcast. So
Holt,
I've been
what-
in here casually, but
Yeah.
not formally.
What is it like stepping foot in the studio where the magic happens? But, this time.
Well, you dress it up a little bit
Yeah.
I say
for
so.
for the filming, but
Yeah.
I mean, this is a perfect space.
How do you feel, Zach? You are our
Yeah.
number one commenter on YouTube.
Our number one fan.
I think your mom might have an argument to number one fan, but I appreciate that.
Zach has a viewing farm in his basement, right? He's got about 100
No.
laptops set up.
No, but honestly,
strike that.
you
That's
know
not
what
true.
he...
Yeah.
I am not a bot army.
Yeah, wait, are we going to get in trouble if
I'm a
we
real
tell the
person.
truth? No, I will just come in and Zach will be working and he'll have our videos just repeating. It's the cutest thing.
On a
Same
loop.
with on Spotify. He's just playing them. He puts them on
a
triple speed
sweetheart.
though. Oh God, I just spit everywhere.
I saw it, but I wasn't
pretty
going to say
sure
anything.
Ew.
I honestly think YouTube and Spotify pull those views out because their algorithms are smarter than one man.
But you still do what you can.
I'm trying.
Yeah. How do you feel being behind the mic today?
It's definitely, this is like through the looking glass. I
Put
never
your mic
thought.
closer to your mouth. Closer to your mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, strike and 3, 2, 1. I never thought I'd be in this room. I think the last time I was in this room, it was it the
few months
night
ago.
of? Well, yeah, and it was
Oh my gosh, it's when we were
1 in the
talking
morning?
about the podcast.
Yeah, we went to.
It was the new era of the podcast.
New era, baby.
And
we
we-
here.
Combo.
Yeah, we went to
Yeah.
Ponex.
Yes.
Yes.
Came back here and
And talked for about 3 hours
Yeah.
at volume 12.
On the floor.
Yep.
Just
Yeah,
sitting on the
honestly, we
floor.
sat on the
we were
floor in
quite
here.
drunk, and yeah, I
You
think
know, those Ponak marks. They
you gotta
really
speak for
get ya.
yourself.
I was quite drunk.
No, I think we all were.
Zach and
Yeah.
I were.
We
And I
all were
think
on the
we,
same
Right.
wavelength.
I think we plotted your world takeover pretty well.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
so
yeah.
we're
Here we are.
progress.
It's weird being in the stew, but in a good way.
Well, we're happy you guys are here. We obviously our podcast revolves around weddings, womanhood, and wellness, and we're still going to touch on.
That's why
those.
we're here, Zach. Right?
We're
I am
still
an
going to
expert on
touch on
wellness,
those.
but not womanhood.
Well, I guess the first question. I
Go
can
ahead,
I
Grace.
can ask it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I guess
I can ask it.
No.
I can ask. This is probably the only one I've thought of. I guess we could start off with weddings. So you guys obviously have been married for almost 2 years now.
Almost 3.
Almost 3.
Almost.
Come on, Grace.
Almost
So
3
sorry.
years.
You,
Thank
wow.
God you asked that to Sarah, not to me.
He's like, yeah, 3. She said it first. You guys
Feels
have been
like 10.
married for almost 3
like
years.
40.
So, what advice would you have for your best friends that just got engaged?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Has that been on your finger this whole time, motherfucker? No. I knew this was gonna happen. No. Oh.
What?
Look at how big her diamond is compared to mine. No. Shut up.
It's time to put the mics down.
Oh. Grace, you're shaky. When did it happen?
entire time I've been sitting here and I'm like, please don't.
Hold. Oh. Yeah.
If you ever want to hide your engagement, clearly announce it during a podcast.
Oh my gosh.
We were like, wait, this is perfect because we're going to see them on Tuesday.
How does it feel to be engaged?
Fan-frickin-tastic.
How do you...
Sorry, I'm getting my inner Sarah out real quick.
Got it?
I'm good.
Okay. Holt, do you feel so relieved now that you've popped the question?
Yeah, I feel like we both have a weight off our shoulders because we had to have the awkward conversation, last fall-ish. Mm-hmm. And Grace goes, listen, if we want to get married, we got to plan this because I book weddings out so many advance. And I'm like, my schedule's so
His schedule's
unique.
so tight. And
like I know the months I'm off, but I don't know, that kind of thing. And so we sat down and we found out that we had 8 weekends
out of the entire
in
year.
the entire year of
gosh.
26 to do it. So we're like, okay, we got spring when the season ends in February, or we have June, July, which is when we kind of have a month break before training camp. And we were like, well, we don't want to do it in spring, I guess. And, that would have to have been probably 27 spring. And so we just thought, well, let's just
let's just do it. Why not?
Well, and then the thing was like, you know, I worked 7 days a week for 7 months during the season. So next thing you know, Grace is like, let's look at June 28th of 2026. So we emailed the venue. They said, yep, all good. Like, let's schedule a tour or whatever. And then 5 days later, they email us back and say, hey, that 28th just got booked. So Grace was like,
7 weekends.
So she freaked out. So she was just like, we need to go see the venue. And then we found a date. We went and visited the thing. We loved it. So we put the down payment down.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So it was kind of, it happened really quick, but like it not sucked for me, but like I would have much rather proposed and then we planned everything. But
that was going to be my next question.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
I mean, it is what it is. Like with weddings and how they are now, but like with such tough schedules. But also, I told him, I was like, I don't want to have to compromise anything.
Yeah.
Like this is our wedding day. We should be able to do what we want. But I personally, like, we both were like, I want to do 2026, but I don't want to wait 2 more years. Like we know we want to.
Young professionals that own your own business and work for an NFL franchise.
Yeah.
So.
It's a good problem to have, but it's also just like, well, what are we comfortable with? And it's like, that's where he was like, I'm comfortable planning beforehand. And honestly, for me,
when I first started dating Grace, you know, you guys were working at the venues, and Grace was like, yeah, I have couples all the time that, I mean, it was post-COVID too. So like weddings kind of got crammed into a few years because everyone had to push it. But she was like, I have a lot of couples that tour that aren't engaged yet. And I'm like,
that's weird.
Like, that's so strange to
I kind
me.
of thought it was too.
And then here we are. We had, you know, a lot of our vendors booked
before the proposal.
Yeah, but
which personally for me, I like it. And you even said it after Sunday night. You were like, we can just relax. Like, we don't have to be like, shit, okay, when do we want to get married? Who are we going to ask? Like, what's even going to be available? Like, we just get to enjoy it.
Yeah, but my thought was like, okay, she knows the proposal's coming. Now, how do I get it to where she is surprised? And that's where I think I did a good job.
Yeah, exactly. It was perfect. So yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yay!
I am still. My head is in the clouds for you both. I'm so excited for your wedding and just for this entire journey with you guys.
It is gonna be fun.
Oh my gosh!
I'm more or less stunned and speechless.
Yeah, that was kind of cruel to do it to you guys, literally in the middle of all this.
Literally furthest from cruel. But I will say, I feel like both of us now are just like want to stare at you and just like celebrate you.
It almost feels like, what are we gonna do now? Like talk about
our proposal? Boring.
Yes, no, we're gonna talk about all of it. That's why we're here. This is not our episode. This is all 4 of our episodes.
You know what? It doesn't feel that way.
I'm sorry. I couldn't sit on it any longer.
I'm glad you didn't.
Okay, good. I'm
that's a giant rock. Of course you couldn't sit on that one any longer.
Honestly, you can see that thing from space.
Well,
bro,
I took it off.
I bought 2
ring boxes.
Cutie.
And they didn't fit, and the fucking ring didn't fit in any of them.
Okay, humble brag.
And it was, I know, but I'm like going on Amazon, Etsy, all this stuff. I'm like, okay, I don't want it too cheesy. And then I bought one late and it showed up about Wednesday.
Oh, really?
And the ring didn't fit. And I'm like,
and this is coming from a man who's seen 3 Super Bowl championships.
Yeah. And how many times do I post about a ring? And everyone's like, when's Grace getting hers?
That's what I said. He's gotten his. This one was my turn.
You're gonna have to get the video team to do like a football style reveal.
But here's the transition though. We didn't win a ring in February, so I don't
now
have to pay for a Super Bowl ring.
You have another one.
Mm-hmm.
It's
you win the ring.
You didn't win a ring this year, but I did.
Right.
Yeah.
It's my turn.
And she'll wear it every day.
Yes.
Grace is the whole MVP.
Yes. All right, let's stop talking about us.
No,
I don't want to talk about us anymore.
Isn't it your podcast?
Yeah, it's our podcast.
I know, this is just such an exciting day, guys. I mean, we've been talking about what it's going to be like once
Sunday
you're
was an exciting
engaged, and we're doing this podcast and talking just through your guys' entire engagement.
Relationship.
No, that's right. Your entire
engagement. Yeah.
While you are planning your wedding,
Yeah.
and we'll get to talk about just updates every week and stuff. So I'm just excited.
I know. That's also why I want to do our recap after, because I was like, I can't talk about my freaking weekend because I'm going to sit here and you're going to be like, what'd you do? I'm like, nothing.
Well, I got engaged.
We watched the Hitler documentary.
We watched the Hitler documentary and
golf.
That was it. That was all we did.
And I got a tummy ache.
In that order.
that was all.
Okay, between the two, what did you prefer, Hitler or golf?
with the
I
hard-hitting
learned
questions.
a lot in that documentary, but
I thought you were
I
about to say
love
about
watching golf. I love watching golf.
I feel like
Grace
you have to
is a golf
choose
girly.
golf over Hitler. Like when you put it like
If you
that.
don't, it might be alarming.
Might be.
might be, maybe.
Also, we watch Full Swing, so she gets to understand the characters and
The characters.
Honestly, it is time for the hard
Characters of the show.
Grace, what is your handicap?
Don't ask me that. I don't play.
She's probably the
I
same
want
as
to
I
learn
am.
how to play. We'll see.
I don't play. I
It's-
just wear the golf dresses.
skirts are.
I don't
She
even
was
do those.
She watches it.
fall.
She was watching it the other day.
I watch it. I'm educated. I just
know, I-
physically don't do it.
Shout out to Anthony Sherman for that TV, because it's in your office and you've been watching golf on it.
I have.
And
So
I
where are
came
you going
home-
with that?
I came home and I was like, she's watching golf.
And that's when Grace knew he was going to propose.
on a
I mean,
Thursday.
both knew, I mean,
It's like, wow, what a week.
He said, "I made the right decision."
Yeah. And she's,
right, I
she's
guess
like,
I'll marry
you know,
her.
she's telling the people by name. She's like, oh, this guy had a great shot on. I'm like, oh my God. This is incredible. Because when I come home from
Hey,
golf and
girls
talk
can
about
like
my
golf
round,
too,
she doesn't
okay?
give a shit.
Well, I don't really like when you leave for golf to go
Yeah.
play golf. But
Separation
I like watching golf.
There's a lot of
Exactly.
Saturdays
Yeah.
that we need to golf that
I
she
agree.
has a wedding and probably
and now
Sarah
we
has a
have
wedding.
what we do is we film ourselves golf, and then Grace just watches that. So.
Okay. Well, since you are the newly engaged, oh my God,
I believe she's trying to ask, since you're the newly engaged couple.
that's exactly what I was trying to say, Zach. Since you're the newly engaged couple, let's start by talking a little bit more about that. Holt, how did you know that Grace was the one that you wanted to
what a
get on
good
on
question.
me for?
Way to put him on the
Great
spot.
Oh. I don't even know this.
Well,
I mean, I probably do.
No pressure.
I would have to backtrack not very far, but
In the beginning,
2021.
I was a
why
tadpole.
don't we then backtrack? Let's start when you first met, like first
Let's not be
date.
too
Well, hold
long-winded.
on. Let's backtrack. Let's start with your childhood.
So I was born in '96,
Okay.
Macomb, Illinois. No, so I don't know. Like when I got out of a relationship in college, and I never dated anyone else after that, and then I moved to Kansas City. And I kind of always thought like I'm not very outgoing. And so
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
are.
Never
well,
known that to be
not
true.
in front of like girls or like going out.
I'm a
and-
girl. I'm kidding. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like I'm
You're
not
Sarah.
going to go up to a girl.
I'm Sarah, I don't count.
And hit on her or anything. So I had a friend that was dating a girl that was best friends with Grace, and
Still
I went o-
have a friend, not have.
yeah, no,
Still
I had
friends.
yeah. Shout out to Jack. Jack, I went over to his place. This was maybe about a month before we met, and he was dating his girlfriend at the time, and he's like, "Holt, Grace or Natalie has this friend that." Oh, dude, she's beautiful. She's awesome. Like, you should.
Talk her up. Talk her
Yeah,
up.
right. And I'm like,
As she
okay,
is.
Hey.
whatever. So
not
like,
wrong.
we're sitting on this couch. I look her up on Instagram. And I'm like, well,
Classic
she's
love story.
private. Yeah, I was like, she's private. Whatever. I'll just send her a follow request. So she followed back. I'm like, okay, yeah, she's pretty cute. Yeah. And then one of Grace's best friends was living in the same apartment complex as me. So we had a pool. It was the weekend. We decided to have this pool party, and Grace showed up and
In a swimsuit.
yes, oh
Stunning.
yeah, bikini too, not just a one
All
piece, but a
right.
bikini.
Not
Okay.
a
All
swimsuit.
right.
But
Do
my
we still
buddy-
own the
Thong.
swimsuit?
We do.
Bikini.
It is in there.
Are we going to get it framed?
She's
No.
wearing it to the wedding.
So
Under my dress.
my buddy
Yes.
Jack was like,
I would hope under. Not
"Hey,
over.
Grace is going to be there." So my understanding was that Natalie was talking to Grace about me, right? So I was like, this is a tough weekend. Like I gotta. This isn't about the party. This is about
First impression.
yeah,
Just getting
first
game
impression.
face on.
And so we hung out that day.
Well, and I'm going into it not with any of that expectation at
Yeah,
all.
Natalie
like,
didn't talk me up at all.
Shout out, Natalie.
because Natalie knew, like, I was really at the most content place I've ever been with myself. I was like, I'm not dating. I don't want to. Like, it's been a nice year, just like figuring out my own shit. We're finally kind of out of the like depths of COVID. Like, I'm feeling good. I'm great. And then
Well, then we just spent the kind
I
of
met
the
him.
day together. That night we went to, but like for me, that whole day I was like, she knows, like she's been told about me, not realizing that
Nope.
she doesn't give a shit about me.
You thought seeds were being
true.
planted.
Like,
Seeds
but
were
like
not
she
planted.
wasn't in the same mindset as I was of like I gotta like
they weren't coming from both sides.
yeah. So we just went about the day. Ended up going to John's Big Deck that night. And
Shout out, Johns.
And I
John's
made the
big dick.
move.
Well, yes, but there was a guy there that was kind of making Grace uncomfortable, and she
As
kinda-
there is.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've
And
apologized for that.
We were sitting
So-
at the table, and basically,
and
I
Grace
was
is like hitting me under the table.
I'm like
she's
this.
she's like, "What's your number? I got to text you something." And that's how I got her number. And
honestly wasn't trying,
Yeah.
but I literally
No,
was
I-
kind of like, I
Save
don't really
me.
like this. And that's what I was like. I think one of my first messages to you was like, help.
but to be
Not in
honest,
like a really bad way, but just
Yeah.
kind of like, please
That-
talk to me.
that night after John's big deck, it was kind of like I was all hands on deck.
Literally.
We kind of just kept texting, and then I actually left for a family vacation about
Like a couple weeks
a
later.
week or two later, and
We
the day
also-
before I left, I kissed her on the mouth.
No.
Thanks for that
With a
clarification.
A mouth
tongue?
kiss.
No, he literally just goes, all right, bye.
I kissed her,
Kiss me and then just walked
shoved
away.
her in her car, and that,
Send her off.
And then we didn't see each other for like 3 weeks.
Like pat her on the head
and then
too?
he got home, and then he had to go to training camp. So then I didn't see him for 6 weeks.
Oh, so you immediately found out what it was like to be an NFL
I was just like,
spouse.
oh, yeah.
But
yeah, got
it
the
was
good.
also, I don't know, like I tend to kind of get obsessed with a girl that I really like, but like
Oh,
that
yeah?
was a good time to like you know, be to
Have some
realize and be
separation?
like, no, I really like this girl. So then
Here we are.
I waited a long time, and
We don't need to talk
there's
through the whole
actually do you want
relationship.
to hear the story about when I accidentally?
We'll talk about that next.
What,
we
honey
need to talk
mustard?
about
Next
them.
Honey mustard?
We've been talking for a
No.
long time. No.
Oh.
There is our first date.
Grace,
So
you guys have the
I-
good stories, so it's fine if you talk a long time.
I
Yeah,
don't want to talk a long time. I don't like it.
Center of attention. Just wait until your wedding day.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's going to be great. We both
but
are gonna just
to answer your
love that.
question, I deep down I knew probably the day that I met you, but I'm a big like I don't like change. I don't like to dive into something like that. So it took me close to about 8 months to actually ask you out to be my girlfriend.
Shout out to the lady at Cooper's Hawk that we sat down for dinner. And she goes, how long have you guys been together? Not dating yet,
And I
but
had to
going on
just-
about month 7. And I looked at him and I said, I don't know. How long has it been?
Yeah,
He goes-
you don't want to get into the story with this lady at Cooper's Hawk. So I just lied and said,
2 years.
yeah. She's not gonna know.
Is that a green flag or a
Not
red
even
She'll
flag?
that. It was
elevator door
accurate.
said-
8 months.
It was a good that I baited that moment really well when she asked that to be like, balls in your court, bud. We know it is. And so then we got back to the car after dinner, and
she
I
goes,
was like,
2 years?
2 years, huh? And he
You
goes,
waited,
yeah,
you
we
waited
waited
all
until
through dinner?
That's what I was going to say.
because
What
we
was
were
the
celebrating
conversation
my
like at the rest of
birthday.
dinner?
We were
Yeah.
celebrating my birthday. So I was like,
Silence.
we're making this about my birthday. I think we just kind of like went off on a new
Yeah.
like topic after
I mean,
that.
I'm not gonna go into. Yeah, it's just she helped us up the elevator, took us
It
to our
was
seats.
really
Thank
sweet.
you, lady. But like, I'm not gonna go into detail about how we're not dating, but we've been dating for this many months, and
It was just a good moment to be able to like, haha.
We have
I
learned
love
something
it.
about
2
Grace,
years?
that she is strategic, and she will file that away for later.
I will plan it out.
yeah.
I will. So yeah, that's
So, yeah.
that's us.
I think
And
I think deep down, I definitely knew that like I wasn't probably gonna date anyone else. when I
How
met
long have you guys been together now?
Modern romance.
3.5.
Yeah.
We met June of 2021.
Did you just?
No, that was me.
That was me. And this is marriage, and that's why she accuses me.
I thought it was Zach. I was like,
But we're
We're
coming up on about 4 years of knowing each other.
and you have a wedding date on the books.
And we're getting married.
Yeah.
But I did tell her there was one morning I was leaving early for work. We're at your old apartment.
No, we're at your apartment.
Were we?
Yep.
Okay.
Butchering the story.
And,
Oh, I remember this whole
And-
moment.
It's pitch black. It's like 6 a.m. I go to lean in to give her a kiss to go to work, and we kiss, or I kiss you on the forehead.
You just kiss me and then you say,
I said, this is exactly how I said. I go, okay, yeah. Well, here I said, I love you,
no, you said, all right, have a good day. I love you.
and I just slammed my mouth, and I went,
And I go,
I didn't. And you're like, it's okay. I'm like,
Did you say back?
no.
I think she was asleep.
But
no, because
it
he
was-
didn't mean it.
I
He
didn't-
just
Yes, he did. He
was
meant
like-
it. He didn't mean to say it.
Right.
At the time, yeah. And it's just one of those things like when you call your middle school teacher mom on accident,
Right.
and you're like, oh
I called Zach.
my
I
God.
called Zach mom the other day.
It happens.
I call you
Fair.
Haley sometimes.
Yeah.
Your sis.
But literally, I
That's
said
incorrect.
like, I love you. And I just slam it. I'm like, oh my God, it's fucking 6 a.m. Like,
It's only a few months in.
But I think
That's when you knew.
deep down, yeah, it was. So I actually
move
don't
on.
know the story of you two at
no.
all.
No,
So-
it's a great story.
I do, but
well,
I
I
kind of
kind of met
Yeah.
you working your old job, and I ended up going to your wedding, obviously. And so I don't think I met.
You have a
you
good
guys,
time?
Zach and
really.
Sarah.
Yeah, so I would love to hear the story of you guys.
Thank God we hit it off.
I'm gonna let Zach talk because I talk on here all the time. So
Well, yeah,
let's
it's,
let the
it's
guest
kind of a
honor.
modern day romance. Goes back a ways, actually.
Yeah.
So I was born in 1993, little town of Olathe, Kansas.
Me too.
Little town.
Little town, yeah, and was destined for great things. So at the age of 3, no, I'm kidding. It was 9th grade, actually. Sarah and I went to, well, I guess I do have to back
We
up
think
a
it was
little
Shia LaBeouf.
bit. Yeah,
movie?
no, it was
Oh.
Disturbia.
Oh, okay, it was just
Great
Ooh,
movie.
good
Great
movie.
movie.
So 9th grade, Sarah and I went to different junior highs, but in the same
school
same
district.
school district. And on Facebook, you know, the way it was back then. Did I message you first or did you message me first? That part I don't recall.
We can find
Well,
out.
Facebook.
Yeah, why don't you just tell the
do
story?
I
not
love when you
look
have
up the
receipts.
messages.
I know. You
Mark,
keep
help
talking
us
and
out.
I'll,
These receipts do
I'll
back away.
find
Either
out.
way, one of us messages the other because we kind of knew about each other, and said, you know, hey, and this is, you know, you got to understand we're 14 or whatever. So the messages are like, hey, you're kind of cute. It's like, oh, really? So
And
are
yours
you.
is spelled U-R.
100%.
Oh, I found it. He
Colon.
messaged me first.
Yeah.
Oh, we
me-
have the answer.
He messaged me first on June 23rd, 2008.
Oh, right before the financial crisis. Way to go, Zach. Fuck
He
yeah.
said,
like, it's
I
about to
still
go
had
down. I got to
money
lock this in.
I still had money
It
to go to
might be
movies.
during the financial crisis. I don't know.
literally, all lowercase letters.
I was playing Minecraft at the time. I didn't have a house.
Was that out then?
Do I know letter U? Question mark.
Letter U.
And I said, I don't think so. but I'm friends with Jess and Kaylin. Because they were going to North.
Were you guys at like sleepovers or anything, or were you by yourself?
That's a good question. So
I could not.
He
'Cause
messaged
sometimes if
me
it's like a
at
Friday-
10:48 p.m. So he
Oh.
must have been maybe with people potentially.
Oh, he was like three orange crushes deep by that time.
He had two monsters.
Yeah.
Probably
Just like
couldn't
Coca-Cola.
sleep.
Playing Call of Duty.
Oh, Coca-Cola guy.
Actually, yeah, probably playing Call of Duty.
I didn't reply until 11:36 the next day.
Oh,
Yeah.
You were like,
You got to make him wait.
I gotta
Yeah.
make him sweat.
Keep him on his toes. He said, "Oh, okay, that's cool. So, tell me something about yourself."
All right.
That
we're,
sounds sophisticated. That
we're definitely getting to the point where we don't need to hear any more of these messages.
We'll save the rest. Go ahead. I'll keep
offline.
these open. We'll
Yeah.
look at those
We'll
later.
scroll through.
Yeah.
So we set up a date to go to the movies, and we went with your friend Alexis, and I believe it was my buddy Kyle, right?
I think it was Blake.
You think it was Blake?
I do.
Okay, whatever. I don't. Not everybody had a car, so it was like who had cars. We went to the.
No, we
Great-
got dropped off.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
She remembers that part. So we went to the Great Mall in Olathe,
R.I.P.
which
Oh,
no
R.I.P.
longer there. Shout out the Great Mall.
RP to malls.
Everybody who grew
In
up in
general.
Olathe in the 90s and early 2000s knows what I'm talking about.
that
Like,
hurts.
Shit used to go down at the Great Mall. I truly mean that. That place got wild.
What'd you do there?
Well, I met Sarah there, and we watched Disturbia. By watched Disturbia, I believe we made out for about an hour of Disturbia.
In the movie theater?
In the movie theater, which
So
is
tell me about Disturbia.
It was disturbing.
it was fantastic.
What
Lot
a
of-
movie
lot
to
of
make
tongues.
out to.
I know.
And so,
Hitting braces, you know.
I mean, it's really a modern day love story.
It
we met
is.
in 9th grade. We made out in Disturbia, and then we never talked again until 2019.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's so weird. Not like weird, but like
wait.
So we went.
I'm sorry. That's like 9 years.
No, it's
Over that.
like 12 years probably.
2008 to 2019.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah, 11 years.
10, 11. Yeah, sorry.
I forgot that
is
you knew
hard.
that. I forgot you knew the actual date. So yeah,
Yeah,
11
like-
years.
that's crazy.
So
So,
we-
did you guys at
we-
all cross paths or like
did you
hang
guys
out?
have class together? Or
We
you
went to
guys
different.
weren't
So we went to
high
different high
schools,
schools,
yeah.
but still in the same city.
I mean, like we always knew who each other were, but like I had a boyfriend all of high school. You had a girlfriend.
Okay.
I mean, I was 14 at the time. I wasn't trying to have a long-term girlfriend when we.
We were just trying to
made
make out with
Yeah,
each
we were
other.
just
Let's
trying
be
to make out.
honest.
Trying to
We're
stop
just
the
go to
feeling,
movies
all
and
right?
make
getting used to this thing.
Yeah, is you know how it is, the wild oats and all that stuff. So come to 2019, I had just moved back to Kansas City, and a buddy of mine had just gone to a wedding. Shout out Colby, and
At our previous place of work, which is funny as well.
Wait, that's so weird.
I know.
You guys are so.
I
all
know.
right.
All
Lots
the-
of.
a lot of
Line
intersections.
Lots of the
crossing,
strings.
Yeah.
And so he, I forget the specific verbiage, but
Yeah.
you know,
I wanna hear
he
it.
more or less.
Verbiage.
Look at me using big words.
I would say verbiage. Verbiage. I like
Verbiage.
that.
I feel like either's correct.
No,
but
no, you're probably right.
I also feel like it doesn't matter for the story. So anyway,
Anyway,
sorry.
Yeah, you better be.
Colby tells me that he saw you at this wedding. Whose wedding was it, by the way?
I didn't know them. I was Bradley's plus one. So
Shout out B.
good question.
Bradley.
Is
Not
that
sure.
your
My friend.
Just a friend. Good friend.
Just friends.
Shout out B. He's an awesome guy. And so Colby tells me that he saw Sarah and that Sarah was talking about me at the wedding,
Not true.
which is I find out later is not true. But
Let
so
me
I-
cut
that's a
in.
wingman.
Let me
I'm-
cut in.
Yeah, right, it is a
'Cause
wingman.
Him and his girlfriend at the time were asking me if I was single, and I was like, "Oh yeah," I was like, "So single, but I don't want to date anybody because I'm working on myself and, I'm in a
doing
good place." Yep.
Don't need no
theme with
guy
you
to mess
two.
it up.
No, literally,
well,
that
man,
always happens.
if you're watching this podcast, if they say they're working on themselves, they're
not.
they're
They are
ready.
ready
They're
to
ready.
go.
They're ready. They're primed.
And so they said, they mentioned you. They said we should hook her up with Downing, and I was like, Zach Downing, and they're like, yeah, I was
Robert
like,
Downing Jr. Actually, he's here.
Exactly. And so I was like, oh, we made out. Like we know each other.
We have history.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
11 years ago.
I know.
He's probably the same guy.
Not much
that
has
he
changed.
was in Disturbia.
Yeah. So back to you.
I lost my train of thought. So Colby is telling me that Sarah's asking about me and such, and so I confidently slide into her IG DMs,
See, it's how it always
which is
works.
honestly was not a move of mine. No,
Wow.
I assure you, it was not a move.
Ladies,
Did she have to
if
accept
you-
the message?
No, I was.
guys are following
I
each
think I
other?
was public at that
Okay.
point, or maybe we were already following. No, you had slid into my DMs not long before that.
Oh, that is true. I had done that.
Yeah,
That's right.
I was at a concert and he was like, "What venue is this? It's
Planting
really
the
cool."
seed.
And I was like, "It's Midland Theater. You don't know."
Exactly.
Come on. How many of these do we have?
But
This
he
is-
had just moved back so that makes
Oh,
sense
right.
why he is just like not as familiar with.
Again, for those that don't know, Sarah is a massive Love Island UK fan, and this is a lot like when somebody's on Love Island UK and they had slid into somebody's DMs beforehand. It's like, oh my gosh, I know them.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, I'm re-sliding into Sarah's DMs probably like a month after the original slide, and talking about how Colby said
That's
that,
not what you said.
Well, okay, you want to pull up the evidence again? I'm going off memory. I'm trying
Okay,
to do
hold
this.
on.
I'm trying to do So I slid into Sarah's Instagram DMs, and I have off mic forbidden Sarah to share the actual wording of the Instagram DMs, but I can assure the audience that it is horrendous.
It is
Everything you think it would be.
Can I
and more.
say
It's so
it?
bad. No, because I have forbidden you off mic. No.
But I had a funny. Remember my comeback, and
I remember
and you,
you could
didn't
say-
think it was funny.
I thought it was funny.
No, you said didn't land.
No, that's a technique that I
No, you
use
messaged
to
back,
get
didn't
you on the reel and reel you in further.
We can talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yes,
We'll
we
talk
can.
about it.
But anyway, so a couple Instagram DMs, and then I got your phone number, which I don't think had changed. So it was
I
a
was
phone
gonna say,
number
it
I
was the
still
same number you already had
Yeah.
if you still had it.
Yeah, which I think I did. And then we set up, a first date at Brick House or Brickyard. This is the story. This part of the story you have to tell because this part's funny.
So he was like, let's go to Brickyard. He was like, so you have a dog. We could go someplace with a dog. What about Brickyard? And I'm like, Brickyard? What is Brickyard?
Is this a new place?
The old like Westport Brickyard?
No, like
No.
Let her tell
No,
it.
like I Google it and it's like this hole in the wall dive in Olathe. And I'm like,
Real shithole.
what is he trying? And he goes, oh, the day of our date, he goes, by the way, it's called Brick House, not Brickyard. And still to this day, he calls Brick House Brickyard. So it's Brick House.
Brick House.
She's a brick.
That's how you remember it.
Yeah.
How?
And I never do. And anyway, not to dox the studio here, but
It's right down the street.
kind of a local establishment.
right there.
So yeah. Anyway,
That's funny.
yeah, and then kind of the rest is history. I don't know how much more you want to tell, but
Well, we went on a few dates until he didn't ask me to be his girlfriend. I had to say, so are you going to ask me to like be your girlfriend?
Ah,
It
you
wasn't-
guys are one and the
it was not
same.
7 months though.
Every
Sorry.
guy's the
No.
same.
It was only like
It was like two.
only a couple months.
It was like a month.
That's not bad.
It was your birthday though, right?
It was my
Yeah, it was
birthday.
your birthday, and so
yeah.
I think that was like, okay, well, we're on a date on my birthday, so like, what's going on?
And I was
here?
like, so like, are we like?
And it was
You're like, you can't be mean to me today. It's my birthday. Like, you
Nope.
gotta be nice to me today.
Right, I'm like, you're taking me out on my birthday.
no free ads, but it was at one of the best places in Kansas City. Shout out Ponax.
Oh.
This is a second shout out.
We
of the,
were
Wow.
several margs deep. It was raining also.
It was
which,
downpouring,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was raining its ass off. It was like a weekday too, wasn't it? Like a Wednesday or something.
Yeah.
So it was empty as well. And so we were just, Ponax drunk, figuring out if we were dating or not.
The best kind of drunk is a Ponax drunk.
No, totally.
I don't know if that's true
no
actually.
filter.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it actually is not great.
It's a rough one.
It's
Those
a rough
margaritas
hangover.
are radioactive.
No, they
Yeah.
are. They're literally like lime green.
It's a fun drunk. It's a bad hangover.
What are we gonna do when Ponax closes? By the way, not to like
Okay.
completely segue the pod.
I thought
but
we were buying them.
Yeah.
All right, let's be real. We don't have Ponax money, but if some Chiefs players want to like go in, like
So we became boyfriend girlfriend at Ponax.
we sure did.
And then
How did you propose to me?
no, this is me setting you up. So then a couple years go by. Tell us all about the engagement.
Where do you want to start?
Babe, you're the guest. This is all you. What do you want to share?
Yeah, so
Zach story time.
I knew that I wanted to marry Sarah.
Marry Sarah.
Sorry about that. Really quite
You
early
still
on.
make him nervous.
I know.
Butterflies.
I think it's the microphone.
Sorry,
Actually,
that's the fanny flutters. Actually,
you do not have a fanny, but
that's what they say on Love Island UK. Listen, Sarah
Fanny
watches
flutters.
that all the
babe,
time.
you've mentioned that 3 times now.
No free ads.
No free ads.
He's trying to
Hey,
get me on.
Well, I'm definitely not trying to get you on.
Oh,
But you could be the host.
Ooh, you'd be a good host.
thank you.
You would be a good host. Oh,
For-
I have a question I'm going to ask later. Anyway.
Okay,
Table that question.
Yeah, I will.
table that. Shelf it.
Back to when you knew Sarah was the one.
So Sarah and I were living together. It was during COVID.
Oof.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, he moved in.
You guys didn't break up.
No,
No,
literally.
Clearly, they're still
COVID
here.
only made us stronger.
No, it actually did though. He moved
Like a
in.
virus.
I feel like it is. Like, it's one or the other.
Yeah, you moved in February, and the world shut down in March.
That is correct.
Dang.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
Great
cow.
So it was
I
really
know.
sink or swim.
Yeah, and we were both
Yeah.
working from home in a 1-bedroom apartment. Zach would take
Oh my
his
God.
meetings in our bedroom because there was the only door we could close was to the bedroom.
And sometimes for a change of
Wow.
scenery, I would go sit in the hardest wooden chair you've ever had, ever imagined. And after 20 minutes, your back would feel like you were, 70, 80 years old and had been trampled on.
But we made him stronger.
Stronger. COVID made you stronger in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Sarah's your relationship in the chair.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyway, there's really not a story in there. I had already known by then that I was going to marry you. So it was just a question of finding the right time because there wasn't really a great time in
But
COVID.
you have some funny story about the timing.
What's my funny story about the timing?
Oh, what happened like a week before?
With your brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was getting there.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I had bought the ring like late summer. I don't remember the exact day, but probably September-ish.
Of 2020.
Yeah, whatever year COVID was ravaging us.
Yeah, 2020.
So I had the ring burning a hole in my pocket. I do not remember where I kept it in that, but it's similar to like your guys' story. Like it's in some drawer somewhere that I'm probably constantly moving it, making sure Sarah's not like going through that drawer or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was so I at this point I've had the ring for months. It's Thanksgiving, and I finally decide the time's getting right, and I'm kind of thinking about the holidays. And so Thanksgiving's already happened. I go to her parents' house, Joe and Sharon, shout out, to ask them for their blessing and all that good stuff. And thankfully they said yes. They said I was the son they've never had, which is weird because they have 2 of them.
Sorry,
just
Andrew
kidding.
and Adam.
I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. The asking for the blessing did. Anyway, so
And the saying yes did.
yes, the same yes also happened.
Still waiting to hear.
Yeah. Still wondering if they're okay with this.
Sorry. So I've decided that I'm going to do it like close to the holidays because like that way everyone's in town. Like for my family, because I have family that doesn't live here anymore and stuff like that. And so I pick December 18th. And I'm setting it up. I'm scouting locations. I'm driving to like different restaurants because I'm like, okay, I'm going to do like a dinner and then we're going to pick like some location around Kansas City. So I'm kind of scoping things out. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do a photographer or not. I didn't. Because,
That's okay. I forgive you.
Yeah. Well, sorry. I didn't really know you. I didn't really know you at that time,
No,
guys, to be
no,
fair.
I'm joking. I hate proposals. They scare the shit out of me, so it's okay.
Well, for me, the reason why is because I wanted it to be like really natural and organic.
Yeah.
And so I was like, if I do a photographer, and this is just me speaking, so other grooms out there, do your own thing.
All the grooms that listen.
Yeah, hey, no,
Maybe they will. Hey.
you don't know this, but there's a strong groom community. I'm the leader of the subreddit, and we have 1 member. And that
Can we
member's
lower
also me.
dues, please? They're pretty expensive.
We'll talk about that off pod. Anyway, I lost my train of thought again.
Sorry, I cut you off.
So I decided not to do a photographer. And I picked Corvino, again, no free ads, but it's just an amazing restaurant here in Kansas City that we had not yet been to. And it was like, just top of the charts here in Kansas City. So I've got it all figured out. I'm ready to go. I know the date. Like I'm telling my family because we're going to go over to my parents' house afterwards. So like it's understood. And you get a phone call The weekend
it was
before
just a text.
was knowing Andrew, it would be just a text.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Was it earlier that week or was it the weekend before? I can't remember now.
It was. They got engaged on I want to say 10 days before us. I think they were the 8th and we were the 18th.
Yeah. So I had
My
not
brother.
really talked to her brothers about it. Like they knew I was going to like. They knew that
Adam
we were
was
going to
there
get
when
married,
you
but
got.
I don't think that's right.
When you got the
that's right, that's
blessing,
right, that's right.
Adam. So Adam knew.
But I wasn't like asking her brother's blessing.
Yeah.
So they weren't like putting stuff on hold for whatever our plans were. So they were in Florida, right?
Yeah, I think Florida. They were
in
going on
Florida
vacation.
On vacation, and he proposed to his wife, now wife, Casey, who we love, on vacation like 10 days before. And
Oh no! And you had no idea,
I had
and all
no
of a sudden
idea.
you were just like,
But I
Fuck.
So I knew that something was up when.
because my immediate reaction was nonplussed.
No, he literally like went white when I go. Andrew's gonna propose to Casey on their vacation. He was just like. Then he goes,
great.
and then he goes. I gotta go take a phone call outside.
oh poor Zach.
So I was like, oh god. I was like,
I do not
he is
remember who
planning
that
on
phone
doing
call
it soon.
was.
I think it was
Oh,
like probably your dad or
no.
something.
I do not remember who that phone call was. It was
I
probably
don't
Kyle.
either. Yeah.
Shout out Kyle.
Because again, we were living together, basically like quarantine, not quarantine at that point, but you know.
I mean, we were still, yeah.
Yeah.
Other than each other, we weren't doing a ton.
Oh my god.
That did not need to come out that way.
That was good. I thought you did that on purpose.
Keep it in.
Did you just go into the mic and go?
I was gonna do the,
Oh, so then he just went.
but it's automated. So.
But he goes, no, nope, you should did it first.
No, literally, he just went.
Anyway, so I was somehow able to recover. Just, you know.
And it was great. We got
I
to
had
have a little
some-
combined like engagement celebration. It was actually a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
That is really fun. But I'm sure in the moment you
He
were
was
like,
like, "Fuck,
I can't talk to Sarah about this. What do I do?
Yeah. So just to be clear for the audience, you immediately knew that I was going to propose to you when you saw my face when Andrew.
I knew it
when
was
the text came
happening
through.
soon.
Yeah.
When I was your demeanor.
So
your
the element of
entire demeanor
surprise was
changed.
completely ruined. Again, thank you, Andrew. But yeah, so anyway, so the actual proposal, we went to Corvino, had a lovely dinner, and then
Besides,
what's that?
do you remember what we ordered? Sorry.
Oh.
Now we're going into too many details.
Oh,
No, it's
I mean,
fine. You can go into details.
We got, Corvino's like a small plate, like tapas. Well, not really tapas, but like you get a lot of things. And they had a branzino, and it basically just sounded fancy. So I was like, hell yeah, let's get that branzino. And it's
Fish head.
it's a fish that's been cut open with a salad
And
in
the
the
head
middle,
is
and the
still
head's still
on
on.
it.
It's like kind
And I
of
was like,
like light and
That's
battered and
romantic.
fried.
I
It was
can't
super
Even a
romantic.
ring in the middle of it.
No.
I thought it was
Literally.
awesome, and I thought it was awesome. And Sarah took one look at it and practically ruined her dinner. So
Yeah.
you know.
Oh no.
So other than that, it was great.
Yeah,
Well,
no, it was outstanding to be honest.
We went to Corvino one night and the power went out.
That's our
And we
only
had to
Corvino
pay-
experience.
We
yeah.
had to pay. We had to write down all of our credit card information.
Oh,
and-
interesting.
But
Yeah.
we've never been back. But it
Oh,
is a good
we have been
restaurant.
back.
Comb
You're
through their
giving us
trash
a
and see if I
ticket.
can find that.
Yeah, but no, they have a live piano when we were there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
had that when we were there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's very
a
nice.
great
It's a
spot.
very nice. For
Yeah.
anybody in Kansas City who likes, high end
Fine dining.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it should be on your list. if you
Once
haven't
fish
gone.
heads.
Just don't order the branzino unless you know that there's going to be a fish head.
Unless you know what it
on
is.
your table. Unless you are like me and you're like, I'm going to have fish because I don't want to eat beef. Oh, there's a fish head.
So anyway, to finish the actual story, after Corvino, we went to it's the 18th of December, so it's everything's done up for Christmas, and so we went to the mayor's Christmas tree at Crown Center.
Oh.
And I kind of scouted that location, but I didn't know like exactly where.
He took us for a little drive before that too, so I was like, maybe it's not happening.
Yeah, I kind of did.
Throwing you off.
Yeah, he did.
That's right. Well, I think I wasn't.
You're like, I
100%
just wanna look at Christmas
sure.
lights.
Yeah, I was kind of deciding what was going to be the best location. That's right, because I was thinking maybe Plaza for the lights and stuff. But the Christmas tree felt right. So we parked and walked up there, and we walked out like on this platform they have, which I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to go on, but
Probably not.
We did. And I think I like asked you to look at the tree or something.
You were like, let's just look at the tree. And then he
And then
had his
s-
arms around me.
You say that you like felt me get down on the knee, right?
I felt, this is what I felt. You like had your arms around me and then all of a sudden you took your arms off and I was like, it's happening. It's happening. Oh my God. Oh my God. But I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to turn around yet. He hasn't said anything.
I don't
and
wanna ruin
I could
it.
like feel him like reaching in his pocket. And then,
And- yeah.
then we also both had masks on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
didn't
sure
even
why.
think
at that
about
point, I don't know
that.
why I had the
we
mask
both
on.
had
We
our
were
masks
outside.
on.
That's a good
but
shout.
we were at like a public thing. I think we were
Yeah.
still technically supposed to,
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
even outside.
It's sort of a.
Right.
It's sort of a
But
like
it does matter though, because
urban
I
park,
did not
but-
hear a single thing that you
Right.
said.
So anyway,
Oh.
so
Couldn't see his
So I get on
face,
I get on a knee. I got
yeah.
the ring out and everything, and the audience didn't get to hear this story.
I love how he keeps calling it the audience.
Well,
I
hey,
love
listen,
it. This
you
is
guys-
Zach's show.
You guys have
Everybody.
a strong following.
I love it.
But I
Zach show.
completely black out. I have no idea what I said to you. I do recall that whatever I said to you was basically in a whisper, so I know there's no way you heard anything.
No, I did not hear a single thing.
But I think you got the message.
I did, yeah. The
And,
ring, the knee.
Yeah, and the one
She's like, what's going on here? What are we doing?
the one kind of side funny thing, it's nighttime too, by the way. It's cold,
Yeah.
all that stuff. But this park also that area, I shouldn't call it a park, it's not. But in the wintertime, they set up ice skating rink, and
Yeah.
so like she says yes,
All the ice skaters are like cheering.
I stand
for
up, I kiss
us.
you, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden, like all these, I just hear cheers.
Yeah.
And I turn, and there's just like dozens of people like
yeah.
looking at us.
There's
like-
random people walking
like,
up
yeah, people
to
are
us.
walking
I'm
up
like,
to us.
do I know who this person
Yeah,
is?
Sa-
What is this?
Sarah
Yeah.
thinks it's like my uncle.
And I'm like, who is this?
She's like, which she knows my uncle, so I'm like, who do you think like is my long lost uncle? I don't know.
Because I'm
not
like,
this
are
one
people
yet.
here? Like, who's this cheering? Is it our friends? Is it our
Yeah.
family? Like, what's happening?
Nope, just your fellow strangers.
Literally,
just strangers.
walking on up. Let me see the ring. I was like, okay.
Yeah, she showed the ring to like 4 random people for sure. That's awesome. And then, we got back. Sorry, we got back in the car pretty quickly, and then we went to my parents' house to celebrate.
I had a
and-
little champagne toast.
Yeah, and then that was kind of goes on from there. But that was the story. So
Wow. I only knew like Crown Center and the picture you guys have, that's it.
Yeah.
I didn't know the whole, and I also did not know that Andrew and Casey got engaged right before you guys.
Yeah, isn't
That's
that funny?
so
That's
funny.
just
I know. They
so
ended up
funny.
getting
Luck of the draw.
married in October of 2022, and we got married. Wait, no, 2021, because we're 2022.
Yeah.
we got married April 2022. So
all's well that ends well. We
Yes.
love Andrew and Casey, but yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
just so funny.
He definitely had to beat me to it.
But honestly, though, if you would have proposed before he did, Casey would have been like, "Come on,
Yeah,
man, let's
he would have
go."
been scrambling.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
they've been together
so
for years
funny.
at that point.
That's true.
That is so funny.
But this is not his pod.
Yeah, he can tell that story another day.
Andrew, you're coming on.
We'll have the brothers on.
Oh, I would love that.
That would actually be really
Talk about
fun.
that later.
Okay, later.
Brothers and
Tuck
sister.
that back for later.
Well, we had to fly her
well,
in.
Grace's
Yes.
cousin proposed at Crown Center also.
Oh yeah.
Which
This was last
Yeah.
Christmas. It was like 2 days before Christmas.
So I am,
But the same
influencer.
thing where he kind of just went to a knee and all these people around just started recording and,
Yes. I'm
and
like,
cheering
"Get
for
away!"
him.
Yeah,
I'm taking photos. I'm
the
like,
more
"Go
public
away!"
the place, like
Yeah,
the more risk
you
you
can't
run of
really-
that. Or the
you
more you
can't
want
help
that, I
it.
guess, depending on if you're trying to have that or not.
Did you? I mean, since it was COVID, you said there were people around, but was it like because like Crown Center at Christmas is crowded?
Oh,
like
not-
were there a lot of people?
No, like I feel
That's
kinda
kinda nice.
There was quite a few people ice skating, but like
Yes.
as far as around us,
Yeah,
No.
'Cause
Okay,
I think
that's
I think
nice.
I think it was just early enough because it's the 18th. Like if it would have been like the 22nd or something.
Yeah.
Like I think we might have been.
it's a week
Screwed.
before Christmas. Yeah,
Yeah.
And now Crown Center even does the. I don't know if that's like all the time,
that was just this year, but,
but
yeah.
yeah. So I don't even know if you could.
Oh,
Pull
the
anniversary.
Hallmark experience.
So I don't even
stuff.
know if you could pull that off anymore. So you local Kansas
True.
Cityans think about Crown Center, maybe really scope that out.
My
Maybe
audience,
do
if you're
your-
listening to this,
Do your
I-
homework.
You think that I'm talking about to my audience? I'm talking to your audience.
I know I'm just giggling.
But Holt and I, did. I can't lie. We're kind of bringing in a different demographic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I hope.
We'll find out.
Well, okay, I do want to ask you a question because since we talked about obviously we've talked about in like your wedding, we've kind of debriefed your wedding. So I want to ask some questions. I've already asked you, but I also want to ask Zach. But I am going to go back to the original first question I asked you when we started this of like
What was it?
true.
Do you
Did you
wanna do a
black out then?
podcast?
What like well, I don't want to start with that one. I'm going to ask again like what advice do you have for people that just get engaged? Because I know we just talked about your engagement, but I actually want to know, Zach, what was your favorite part of your wedding day?
Oh, that's a great question.
Do you remember it?
Yes, I remember.
Zach has memory issues.
I have a notoriously bad memory. I believe it's from playing soccer and having too many headers.
Yeah,
but-
we're
or
kind of
playing
worried about
basketball
that.
and having
but-
too
Marry
many head
someone
injuries
who
in
has a great
basketball.
memory, so there you go.
I try.
Does she have a great memory or does she keep receipts?
Ooh.
Both.
Both.
Same
Some
thing.
are asking.
But is there like a moment? Because I've asked Sarah, I'm like,
Yeah.
is there a moment you go back to in your head and you replay all the time?
Yeah, it's the first look and the
vows.
The vows, yeah. We exchanged.
Your vows were so good.
We exchanged private vows at our first look, and it was a very special moment for us.
But don't you think we were also like really uncomfortable though? Like looking back,
Yeah, I think everybody's probably a little bit uncomfortable.
Wait,
but
what
yeah.
about it was uncomfortable?
I think it's because it's just like this buildup of like, oh my gosh, he's about to turn around and like see me, and then it's like you don't know how to act. Kind of, it's like, you look nice. Like,
There's like
because there's people watching you.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
you're
and
like,
yeah.
and there's also like an expectation.
yeah.
I phrase things this way a lot that people know me in my personal life, but like, you know, the media portrays things like you watch TV, you watch movies, and you're like, when I see my wife for the first time, I'm supposed to become a blubbering wreck. And that wasn't really like what happened for me.
Yeah.
And so, but it's not even for me. I'm like, if Sarah turns around and I don't immediately start bawling, is she going to be like, my husband's a piece of shit?
Because there are like people that have made that such a weird expectation that it's like,
Right.
everyone handles their emotions differently.
Right.
There's so much going on in your body that like, yeah, some people cry because that's how
they're overwhelmed.
yeah, they're overwhelmed and they're in shock. Some people don't because they're so wrapped up in holy shit that I do hate that has become more of a thing that people post
have
that they're
to cry.
like, if
Yeah,
he doesn't
like, or
cry,
else you
I'm
don't
turning
think she's
around.
beautiful or love her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like everyone reacts differently.
I'm really not a crier. The only things that really make me cry are like sports movies. Like I am a sucker for, you know, just like that.
What's your favorite?
If I ever need to make him cry, I know what to do.
I don't know.
Hard-hitting question. What's your favorite sports movie?
Oh man, my favorite sport.
It's okay. You don't have to answer.
No, I'll have to think about it. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
We'll revisit.
Yeah.
But
That'll go back
so
in the
if
other
you
questions
actually
I had.
like a piece of advice would legitimately be, I guess we're not on that question, but
You can skip to it.
a piece of advice would be like, don't bring in preconceived expectations for like how you're supposed to react to things. Just react the way that you react. You know, who you are as a person. Your spouse is gonna hopefully love that about you, but at least understand
Hopefully
that
that's why you're getting married.
You're being your genuine self, and
Because if you're your most authentic self, you will have the most authentic day.
absolutely.
It'll translate for the day.
Sarah,
Yeah.
what was your special moment from our wedding?
You have to listen back to episode 2,
Three?
3.
No, it was
I
3 or
will have
4
to
when
listen
we
back.
dove back into your guys'
But
wedding.
you could also tell me right now.
I said
Yeah.
the same moment that
I
you
knew
did.
you would.
But I said another.
You also said the ceremony.
the ceremony.
The ceremony's a long thing, so that's you know,
Yeah, I know, but I had a full blown panic attack before it.
that's true.
Yeah.
But you
One-
also
And then I
mentioned
ended up
how
loving it.
intentional you guys were with like your mom lighting the candles and like all the little things you did within your ceremony that you were like both of those things, and they kind of tie together with the vows and stuff like that
Yeah.
too.
I will say one funny moment from our wedding that's not really about us, but like
Colby?
No, God, no, not that.
We'll talk about that one later.
No, it was when all the Downing Hobson Ramirez siblings took the like cousins and siblings took the photo at the photo booth together.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody was like, it was the end of the night almost, and everybody was just like in just an incredibly like good euphoric mood. And it was just like the funniest family photo that I think we have. So it's like really nothing to do with the wedding, but just like
It's the memories that you made
Yeah.
with the people there.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. I love it.
I have a question from a newly engaged
Man.
man. Your ring.
Ooh.
I do
What
like
was
your
your
ring.
thought? What got you to that ring? What
love
was your
that.
goal in that? Tell me about how you got it.
That's a good question. So I am pausing for
At
effect.
a loss for words.
So I mean, I enjoy attempting to look half decent, and I was thinking,
Exhibit A.
right. And so I'm like, this thing's gonna be on my body for the rest of my life, and I could get a standard band, or I could even get like titanium or whatever, just something. I was like, why don't I get something that's a little bit more unique, a little bit specific to me? I mean, women pick out the perfect ring. Well, women and men spend months and months and months of research picking out the perfect ring, and coyly being like, oh, I kind of like this, but you don't have to get exactly that. And, you know what I mean? I was like, well, I mean, if my wife gets to have the perfect ring, why don't I get to have the perfect ring?
I
So-
love that. It's
do
so
like
true.
Kind of
that.
selfish, but
Snaps
go
your
ahead.
ring.
Kidding.
I hate that. So
Yeah, it's
wait,
not about you, Zach.
I do. Okay, but I also want to ask. So you guys didn't go. Well, getting back to you, but you guys didn't go together to look at rings.
no.
You just kind of told him what you liked.
So
Well,
Zach's
there's a-
mom used to work at the jeweler closed now, but she used to work for
After
a jeweler.
30 years of being a teacher.
After 30 years of being
Wow.
a teacher, his mom was working part-time at a jeweler.
Just
So,
because she wanted to. Shout out my mom.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much for the what's the word I want? Never mind. Anyway, and so I went with Debbie.
Oh, that's
So tried on different diamonds and all of that at that point in time.
Yeah, it was a fun
Because
thing.
I knew that I wanted a
the
gold
pair.
band
Yeah.
with just like a
what's it called? Solitary diamond?
Solitaire?
Solitaire diamond, just like one diamond.
Yeah.
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 So I knew that. It was just a matter of what shape, really.
Yeah.
And what size.
It worked out really well because it's like a great memory that my mom and Sarah have
Yeah, that
together.
is really special.
And
I
then
like that.
it also, like, for me, it's like,
This is exactly what she wants.
Yeah.
but also, and everyone's different, but for me, I was like, I don't personally think I want to like get it with you at the same time because I want to feel like I have like a little bit of agency in this. And so it was like, my mom was like the ultimate, like, spy, like, hey, so it's not even a spy.
She's the middleman. She's the nice middleman.
She's like, okay, this is basically
Middlewoman.
exactly what she wants. But like, I still got to have like some like choosing and things of that nature. So it made it feel like special to me as well. Cause
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was walking and was like, well, I'm just a wallet.
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's fair. That's true. Okay,
did
so
you-
sorry.
Yeah, but your ring.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah, so
we
sorry,
didn't even
back to
talk
my
about
ring.
it.
So it's a gold band, and there's a D because my last name is Downing.
No.
Yeah, well, so one day, we can pass it down through the generations and all that stuff.
Wait, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, they call it a signet ring. That's
I
like
didn't
the
know there was a D
style.
on it.
Yeah.
You didn't?
No. I just thought it was flat. That's so cool.
It's upside down, Zach.
It's
So
well,
he
it
can
depends-
look at it.
Sometimes it's on the other way, sometimes it's on that way. But it's still relatively simple. It's just not.
Yeah.
There are more simple men's wedding rings out there. But I just kind of decided I liked the style, and I thought I wanted something a little bit unique to me. So
That's really cool.
Where'd
There's
you
the
go?
story.
Or where did you guys go?
it was a jeweler, Warren Hannon. Shout out Warren Hannon, which is sort of still open, sort of not open. It was a long time Olathe jeweler, and Richard was an awesome jeweler. It was a family jewelry, and I believe he's still in the game, but like kind of retiring.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you can like just go to their storefront anymore. But if you know Richard, you can get in. So
So
Gotta know
we know
Richard.
a guy. We know a Richard.
know a
yeah,
guy.
we know a guy.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never noticed the D on
What
there.
do you want?
Yeah,
Cole?
this is
have
the
you
natural
Have you started
segue.
thinking about this yet?
No, I want gold, but
Yeah.
We talking white gold, rose gold,
No.
gold.
Rose
Just
gold.
gold.
I can see you being rose gold.
my dad has a cool ring where it kind of breaks apart to come off your finger.
Oh.
I don't.
That
know
sounds
where he got
incredibly
that.
dangerous.
But his is silver with some gold on the outside. But I think gold's my choice. But
We're gonna go with a what's it called? Stagnant? I know you just said this.
Signet. A stagnant ring.
Close enough.
It is pretty
There's an
stagnant.
S and a T and a G.
Signet.
And an N.
Signet ring. No? All right. Anyways.
listen, I'm the last person to start naming types of rings. So
You could get the
Do you want a
Lord of the
letter?
Rings
Do
ring.
you want a letter on
One ring
yours?
to
Like he has a
wall.
D.
possibly,
You get a G on it.
I
for
feel like I
grace.
haven't even thought about
Yeah.
anything like that.
You get an
know.
N. for-
I've asked
Getting
him a
this
few
ring,
times.
yeah, getting this ring was, I think, easier than expected. We went to one place. That diamond was not even on Grace's radar. But shout out to Kelly from Miroto. But she put it on Grace's finger and she goes, you got skinny fingers. This is gonna be great.
Well, before she even said it, because we went for the
compliment.
first time
We did,
together.
yeah.
Because
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've had friends that have bought a ring, proposed, and then have returned it because that's the wrong type of diamond. So I'm like, why even just put myself through that trouble and just, like, we live together, we know we're probably going to get married, so let's just
Honestly, I think,
give me
I think
something
that's
that
the way to
you
do
can,
it.
like give me something to work with
You want
here,
her
and
to
we can go
you want
from
her to
there.
like her ring right
When
off the
you
bat. You don't want to
propose,
put on
yes.
a ring, or because you
Correct.
could also do the thing where you don't know her like ring size, and it's like, here's your ring, doesn't fit,
And it doesn't-
or
yeah.
way too big. Or
well,
whatever.
in my perspective too, I was like, we only get to do this once. Like, I want to do as much of this together as we
Yeah.
can, and like, let's make it into a date night. And also, like, I learned a lot. And that
Oh, yeah.
after the fact, I told him, I was like, that would have been overwhelming if I was alone. So like, I'm glad you didn't have to do that alone. And
I
it
would've
was
walked right out of there. That was
it was so
by
they
myself.
throw so much information at you, and it's just like it's a lot to take in. That it is kind of nice that like they tell us, and then we kind of got to talk about it. But
But
also,
I could have done my own research, but still, like, if you're not there getting the right information and seeing the product, you really don't know. But
well, because I changed my mind. I
Oh,
thought
yeah,
I
you-
knew what I wanted. So
What
like,
did
if
you
I
do?
would have
She
just
was dead
told
set.
him, Radiant,
Yeah,
the
that's
crushed
right.
Radiant.
That's right.
But that was the first one we looked at. She showed it to us, and we were like,
I put it on, and I was like,
Not what I thought it was gonna
yeah.
be.
So if I would have
No.
went by myself, that's what I would have asked for. That's what I would have
yeah.
seen, and then
And then I would have put it on and go, I still probably would have been like, ah. But
I would hope.
yeah, I would. But putting it on, I was kind of, he goes, you don't like that, do you? And I was like,
a funny
no.
story though. One of my best friends got married, and he went to Miroto, and Kelly helped him. And so he's like, yeah, just go there, just name drop Kelly, right? And so like we didn't really want to be like, this is our first time there. And so we walk in, we get a little number, we kind of wait, and the one person that picked our number was Kelly. And so we're talking to her and we're like, yeah, we like this and that. And then probably like 30 minutes into the conversation, I go, are you Kelly? She's like, yeah. I'm like,
we didn't know it at that time.
Oh my God, like you helped my best friend Mason. And she goes, oh, I loved Mason. So it was like it just kind of came full circle.
Cool to have like the connection with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was pretty easy for us.
Yeah, we had to go back a second time just because they had different sizes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we came back.
What?
Did we have to get you resized?
No, but my band was a different size. My wedding band was a different size than my engagement band, which was really weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Because her wedding band is like curved.
Oh, yeah.
You guys might want to take some notes. It curves around the diamonds. It's real nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to pick out bands.
I know.
I'm excited to look for those because I told him, I was like, I'm excited to see what you pick. Like I'm most excited. Don't get me wrong. I will never stop staring at this for every second I'm alive. But
I know. I'm like, we're seeing a lot of hand movement over here, and I'm loving it.
I love that I talk with my hands. This is great. But I told him I can't wait to see like a ring on his hand. Like that's what I'm excited for. Like you always see it on the girl's hand. I'm like, I can't wait to see.
I have an idea
also.
for you guys that is so crazy it just might work. You guys just heard Holt say it, but Holt is the owner of not one, not two. Actually, I don't know if you own all three. But three.
There's a fourth.
There's a fourth.
But yeah,
That's
but that's
the one.
Loser ring.
Loser ring.
About to be a fifth loser ring.
You're looking at a Super Bowl champion, and so I think you should choose the one that means the most to you.
They're
and
all
say,
in my left hand.
And say, you know what? There it is. That's my wedding band.
But
then you have to be the
That's it.
guy
That's
who's
the
wearing
wedding
your
band.
Super Bowl championship ring around every single day of your life. I don't know if you can pull that off.
Those rings you can't wear anywhere.
They're too
Not out
big.
in
Way
public.
too
They're
large.
Too
gaudy.
clunky.
Imagine just you're trying to fix something around the house like
Well,
my
same with her.
fantastic
Like,
leg is getting in the right way.
yeah. I mean, you kind of already have been walking
Yeah, you
around.
have to be aware of it.
I know it's kind of catching on stuff, and I'm like,
I know.
You bumping it into walls.
Yeah, well, I even just putting my sweater on. I wore
It
your yellow
snags.
sweater the other day, and I
Yeah.
was like, But I
Yeah.
started doing. I like washed my hands and was doing dishes, and I was like, I gotta take this
Yeah,
off.
you're gonna have to take. Do you sleep in it?
No,
Yeah, I was gonna say
my
I don't
hands
either.
swell up way too much.
See,
I
everyone's
couldn't.
different. I think generationally it's different too. I take my ring off like all the time, like at night and stuff.
Yeah.
And like working from home, like if I'm not going anywhere in the mornings, I might not like have it on.
Yeah.
My dad and my granddad's rings are like welded to their skin.
Yes,
Like,
same
they're-
with my dad.
My granddad's
it
had to
off.
have like rings cut off his fingers before and stuff. So it's
Yeah,
just like
because they just never
Yeah, I was
take
like,
them
I-
off.
See, a lot of our athletes have the silicone rings,
yeah, for that reason.
and it's just like they'll lose them all the time and be like, well, it was $10 on Amazon,
Yeah.
but when they play, it's just
Right.
you want to wear a ring.
It's when you get the ring tattoo.
Ooh,
Ooh, I do have a question.
Okay.
Zach has tattoos.
Yeah,
I have tattoos.
I have tattoos.
You have tattoos.
Holt?
You don't have a
I
tattoo.
don't have a tattoo.
You can
So
get a
Holt, what
ring.
is your first tattoo gonna be?
Would you get one?
I would.
Could you get a back
would.
piece of grace?
I don't think I want that.
Wait, a what?
That
Do you
sounds
see the
expensive.
Travis
Like,
Kelsey shirt
back-
that
a
she's
back-
wearing
I
right
thought
now?
I thought he meant like a piece of your back. Like I don't
No,
know
like
what I thought.
her on my
weird.
back.
I know,
That would be weird.
That's why I was like,
No.
That's a little too
What
close
if-
to wearing your
See
skin.
you see the shirt Grace is wearing. What if he just did that, but Grace?
I don't think he'd do that for his first.
Maybe not the first.
I don't know. Like my family, we've never had like no one has tattoos. My sister got them when she was underage, technically.
How'd that work out?
She told my mother on Mother's Day that she got a tattoo, and my mom didn't speak with her for the whole day. But I do think
another
like
story.
I've just never had something in my life where I thought I needed to have a tattoo or anything significant.
But now you have the podcast.
PPP,
That's what I'm talking about.
possibly PPP, maybe on the forehead,
No
on the neck,
regrets.
maybe.
Yeah, no
The neck,
but,
the neck.
I don't know. I feel like we've talked about doing something together. I thought it'd be cool when I won back in 19. We won the first Super Bowl to put an arrowhead on the inside of like my finger for the ring
like
that I
that.
got, but not many.
Now you'd have to have all your fingers tatted.
yeah, but also like not
Okay,
many.
Bill Russell.
Not many artists can they do fingers anymore. I guess you try to get
'Cause
I
something.
tried to
fade.
get one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just refused to do
Yeah.
them, which kind of sucks.
So
Why is
maybe
that?
my lip.
Not
I
enough
think.
money in it.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Top and bottom. but
Shout out Colby. I have a friend that has a lip tattoo.
Oh,
it wears
I think
off.
they're
It
fun.
kind of that doesn't it? fade away after so many years?
The lip and the
Well,
and
he's had it
fingers.
since like late high school, and he thought it was gonna fade, and it has.
He's
not,
like,
I believe.
I'm 35 years old. He's still got a lip tattoo.
I'll ask him to.
That's kind of
I'll ask him
awesome.
to confirm.
But no, I
so
think
funny.
you have some pretty significant tattoos that
do.
mean to you, but
Yeah.
like I don't. I think it's gonna have something to do that means something to me. But like right now in my life, I haven't had anything where I thought there was a need for a tattoo. I just not I don't despise tattoos, but I just don't.
Not a tattoo guy yourself.
Yeah, I just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surrounded by them. I never really grew up with tattoos, so.
I didn't grow up with tattoos in the family.
But you have cool. I mean, yours are.
I know. I like
I have
yours.
a single one.
Kind of like
Is this a
transparent,
kite?
artistic. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I like yours.
should we
Why'd
get
you
into
get it?
that?
I got it because it was in college, and I was like, if I don't do this now, I'm never gonna do one, and let's just do it.
Would you get another? Do you want more?
I don't really need more, but I mean, sure. I don't.
Do you want
I,
to get a matching one?
I mean, not really, but like, I'll
Guys,
do it.
do we all
My
want to
sister
get one
does
together right now?
tattoo removals now.
There you go. If you
That's
don't
an
like it, Michaela
esthetician,
can just
so-
take it off.
Literally the opposite of what we're talking about.
Yeah,
But
so I mean,
that's nice.
Well, we'll all go get a tattoo, and if we hate it, Michaela can just take them off.
Yeah, it's really fine.
Instantly.
But you're
Doesn't
keeping
it take like
forever.
does it take like
Never take it
multiple
off.
sessions to get those off?
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, it
Anyways,
definitely does.
that's a conversation for another day. Well, I have a question for Holt. You don't know what band you want, but anything in particular to the wedding itself that you were like,
Oh, this is a great
much
question.
must happen.
This is Groom's Day out right here.
Well, Grace and I have talked about this a lot, and I feel guilty going through this kind of wedding process where, like, she's been through hundreds of weddings. She knows what she wants, but also she knows what's cheesy in weddings and what we don't want. But like, I am such a low maintenance guy that I don't. Like, I told her, like, let's just elope and then have a party. Like, I don't care for this or that or that. Like,
There was one thing you cared about.
I know. I know what it is. This is why I'm asking.
Which is
There's
fine.
one
But
thing.
we'll get there in a second. But like,
I'm guessing that's playing 18 the day before.
or the day of.
Not happening.
The day of.
No.
Maybe 36 the day of.
I put my foot down.
But like, when I imagine myself getting married, like, I've never thought about a certain location, never thought about what I'm wearing, never thought about who's there, never thought about
You just haven't envisioned
anything. I'm just like, I want to get married to, especially Grace. Like, let's just get married.
it's
Like,
happening.
we don't need anyone.
Yeah.
I just want to get married to you.
You-
And I
you need
feel
an officiant.
guilty.
it. You do need
and
one more
and a
person.
witness. Do you need
Yes.
both? Do you have to have both?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need 2 extra people.
3 actually. Don't you need 2
Two
witnesses?
witnesses.
AI can officiate.
Actually,
probably.
Grace,
Oh,
you
yeah,
need
3.
3 extra people. 'cause you
Okay,
need 2
shit. All right,
witnesses.
making notes.
But like, I feel guilty where Grace is like, "What do you want in a wedding?" And I'm like, "I don't care." I feel guilty saying that, but I'm also
I
like,
don't think you should though, because I think a lot of grooms are in that
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
but there's a lot of grooms that know what they want,
Yeah.
and they want to please, family and friends that are, if they're traveling, they want to please them from traveling and,
That's
and
not
make
just
it
grooms. That's brides
no
and grooms.
100%. But I just think like in my head, I'm like
Groom pleasers.
Like, she's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "I don't care. Like, let's just get married at the courthouse." My parents got married in Vegas.
I don't think that's
My dad
honestly-
spent $300 extra to get a limo, and he thought that was, and that was
That's
back at the
ballin'.
time where like you just did it. And shout out to Chapel of Love in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is no longer in business. But like, that's, I don't care. Like, I don't care, and I feel guilty because I'm like, Grace is pouring her heart into like what the florals look like, and like
It's probably a little. Sorry.
Thank you so much for that.
It's probably a little cliche, but at the same time, like, I don't think that's a very. I don't think that's that uncommon for the groom to feel that way. I certainly didn't feel that way. We got early in the process. I more or less told you, I was like, "Hey, this is what you want.
Yeah.
Not what you want. This is like whatever you want is how we'll do it. And like, I'm gonna be fine with anything.
Like, well, we had a meeting with the florist, and she's like, "Oh, boutonnieres, what do you want?" And I'm like,
whatever looks
that's
good
the
with her
last
dress.
thing I even thought of to like want. And I'm like, that, like, and all the florals we talked about kind of matched with it. But
I'm also sitting here like I'm not someone that's had everything planned out. I know,
No.
and I want this and I want that. Like, I also am very laid back and kind of carefree. That I'm like, I want to know what you want because I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
But that's what's important. Also, that shameful plug. You hire the people to help walk you through those
Yeah.
decisions, even being in the industry. I'm like, oh shit,
but
I don't
say,
know.
I will
Still
say
your
that
first time
she
as a
has
bride.
seen.
Yeah.
She's seen everything. The one thing I told her, I said, we will find a way to get this done. But having a band, I just think,
Oh, band no DJ.
no DJ.
Yeah, they got
I
a
just
band.
think
Let's go.
a band is in. I might regret. I don't think I'm going to
I
regret
don't
it.
think you'll
But
regret it.
like, I just think the vibe of a band. My voice just cracked. The vibe of a band is just so cool and so natural.
It brings
that,
more
like,
energy for sure.
Yeah, like
Because you have some, like, if you really know, like, I want a bunch of specific songs and I want to hear, like, the song and I want to hear, like,
Yeah.
a band's rendition
Yes.
of the song. Like, I get that. Why you would
Yeah.
be leaning DJ, but like just in general, like the band's gonna bring more energy. Like
Yeah.
there's something visual there that like I get DJs
Yeah.
can do like light shows and stuff, but like a band is just gonna give you way
Yeah.
more of that.
They're
in a
both-
small live event like that for
They're
sure.
both great experiences.
Yeah.
Regardless, they're just different experiences.
Yeah.
So like either way, you can't go wrong. Again, it depends on who you hire and the experience that they give. But like either one is good. It's just dependent on like which experience
Yeah,
you want.
shout
I've been to weddings where I'm like, that DJ's fucking talented. Like, let's. But then I'm like, just hearing, you know, a live guitar, like just a live singer is unbelievable. So
Yeah, shout out Fernando Productions who did our wedding.
Yeah.
Wonderful
I love
Who's
it.
one of the best in the
Shout
business.
I
out
did-
So
Lost Wax, the
Yeah.
band. Shout out
Twice on Sunday.
Yeah, Twice on Sunday. It was
Yeah.
awesome. There's a lot of other awesome bands. They're the one that knows all the names. I know the names through her.
You're doing a
You
good
did.
job.
Yeah, those are good.
I go to events with you.
anyone
Kyle.
else, Zach?
I was gonna say, anybody else you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to
You didn't have a
Kumar.
college roommate that had a board and just DJs himself?
No, I
He was a
plug there?
DJ at one point.
I can
wasn't.
see
We all
that.
No, he was.
I can
No, no,
see
no.
that.
I
We've all
wasn't
had a
a-
long road trip.
No, no,
where
no.
We've been DJ.
I wasn't a DJ. I was on one episode of the college radio station
Yeah.
because a kid on my dorm floor was a DJ and invited me
awesome.
on.
And
So
what
I've
was your
actually
name?
potted
That's actually
before.
awesome.
DJ Pepper Fox.
I'm telling you, he's a DJ.
DJ Pepper
So he
Fox?
sounds old.
No, that was me.
That was him.
He was
Were you
DJ.
sounds old.
He was DJ L iPod because his name was Elijah and it was like a play on iPod. I don't know.
Yes.
So many
Random
questions.
fact. No, random fact about Zach.
The question I had earlier that I thought of because you've brought it up that Sarah is obviously a very big Love Island UK or Love Island fan.
in general,
honestly,
but
all
all
of
of
them.
UK, yes.
All of Islands.
Anything
This
love.
started with UK.
Okay, because I feel like you might have a good answer to this. If you could be a host of any reality TV show, or be a part of any reality
This
TV
is.
show, what
Are
would
you
know
asking me for me or for Sarah?
You.
I know her
It's,
answer,
it's
but
honestly
everybody.
the same.
Seriously?
Well,
What? You want to go on Love Island?
stop.
Be the host. Be the host. I said be the host or participate.
You know it's Survivor.
Yeah.
That I should have known that.
So
I should've known
Survivor
that.
is Sarah's OG reality TV show, and she would be a wonderful contestant. Honestly, Survivor, have her on. But
That's
if
my
you,
audition.
If you don't have Sarah on, have me on, because I am convinced it's not that hard.
That's what they all say.
Hot take.
Big ol' hot take.
Everybody
You probably
makes,
watch.
everybody
what's
makes the same
Navy
mistake.
SEAL one.
No, I don't watch any of that stuff.
Special Forces.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
I
watch.
can do
I don't
that.
watch none of those other things.
I watched Cam Newton jump onto a helicopter. I can do that.
Easy.
No, here's the thing.
He couldn't jump on a fumble though back in the Super Bowl, but he can jump on a helicopter. Okay.
Here's the thing. It's not about the challenges. Everybody always makes the same mistake. They play too hard too early. You got to lay in the cut. Just back up.
How many seasons
But
are
you-
there? 50. Yeah, like
it's currently. Wait.
It's
Is it
close
close
to
to
49 or 50.
48 or 49's out right now. 48, I think.
and you think you just have the code after all
Listen,
these
I'm not
years.
saying I'm gonna win it for sure, but like people go out early, and I'm just like, what?
But
is
you
wrong
also
with you?
can't
Like,
lay too into cut. Because
Yeah, I agree,
then
but I
you
would-
are a liability to the team.
That's a liability.
That's a liability.
I guarantee you, I would last more than. I would not be the first person out. Not a chance. I'm not saying that I'm gonna win.
so cocky.
So you're not the worst, but you're like you could be the
Yeah.
second
Outplay,
worst.
Outwit, outlast.
But honestly, if
Yeah.
we're being honest, the best game show to be on would be like Deal or No Deal from like back in the day.
Oh,
I think
back-
Price is Right.
back in,
Still,
like, 2010.
Like Price is Right.
No, because
Wait,
like Deal or No Deal,
isn't
bro.
that
At
what-
one
is
point, you
that
could have
what-
been winning like $20
No.
million. I think. I think $20
Yeah,
million
like
was like the
the-
top
yeah.
prize, and it was like for one episode. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
but
Jeopardy, you have
know
to like
the final
be smart.
showcase in Price is Right. That's like a $35,000 package of trips, cars.
Yeah, but think about what you're talking about. Like, think about Jeopardy. Like, Jeopardy's awesome, but
You
if
gotta be smart.
You have to be smart, and you have to keep winning week over week, and you
Yes.
win like maybe
Yeah.
$15,000-$20,000 or
True.
something like that per episode.
True.
Like Deal or No Deal is just like I picked briefcase 8. They're like,
Yeah.
guess what? There's $1 million
But have you
in
seen
here.
Deal or No Deal
I
Island?
have not, and I definitely won't.
I
That
haven't
looks
either.
Won't either.
abysmal.
What,
No free ads.
what show did you audition for?
Oh God,
Love is Blind.
No.
You've auditioned for a
I have,
what?
Yeah.
Sarah, it's Sarah's story.
I set him up.
Sarah was on a Facebook group, which already sounds weird when you start that
A little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
And
It's for a podcast that I listen to.
somebody on the Facebook group was like a producer or like a casting agent or something like that. And Sarah like reached out to them.
They were just like, if you would be interested, and I was like, we'd be interested, and I signed him
so
up.
it was for Password, right?
Oh, Password.
It was for Password, which is either a Kimmel or a Fallon game show.
Oh, it's Fallon.
Okay.
And Keke Palmer.
Okay.
And so I made
That's
it.
a recent one.
Yeah.
Why
so
do
I
you know this?
I've seen clips of it.
Big game show girl.
Sure.
So I made it
seen
to the second or third round of the interviews, which was like it was like a full, like it was a Zoom.
When was this?
20. We lived in the house, so it was 2021, maybe.
No, this was definitely after we were married. This
Well,
was
so
probably
2022, probably.
This is probably 2023, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, because the show just started maybe a year ago. Like
it was
actually went
before the
live.
first season was.
Yeah, it
going
hadn't
to
aired
be.
yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like on with like a producer,
guys-
and they were like playing the game
It
with
was
me.
the cutest thing
And so
ever.
it was like an audition where I live played the game. So like I got
He's
dressed
like,
up. I remember.
All right, you
I
had to
put
get
on-
all like into it.
The invite said that I needed to wear like, you know, kind of like business casual because it's like they're trying to see what they'd have you on in the show and stuff. So I was wearing like a button down striped shirt, and like literally before he even said like anything to me, he's like, "Can you put on a different shirt?"
And then he's like, he claps his hand. He's like, all right, yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, so I was
and then
just finger gun
No,
to
then he comes. He
Yeah, I was
comes
totally not being myself because
No,
they said.
he wasn't at all.
So he's telling me, he's like, so you need to be like high energy. Sorry. And he's like, if you're not giving enough energy, I'm gonna give you like hand cues.
So he's cute.
And so pretty much the entire time, which is like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, he like never stops going like this. Like moving his face and stuff, because apparently like my high energy is too low energy. Like who fucking knew?
Zach literally comes back in the frame in his new shirt and he's like, all right, is
I'm like,
this
oh my
better?
God.
So like he's giving me a clue.
High
Like
energy.
I get the word, and I'm like, all right, guy, like, let's get it or something, like something ridiculous.
Why can I see the whole
I think I have a
You
video.
better not have that.
I'll look for it.
Show me.
Oh,
The
my
producer
God.
has to have a video.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely
probably
Barry.
does.
I'm just saying that I'm just like
Totally.
sitting in the living room recording him on the side, like, yeah, good job, babe. Yeah, that was good energy.
My hype
awesome.
woman. So yeah. Anyway,
So anyways, that's probably the show.
didn't make
Well-
it past that. Not probably the show. That is the show.
Remember my sister auditioned or she submitted something for something like Love is Blind?
She did?
Yeah. And she got like a
Now
hit
I need
back.
to see that video.
But no. But I
didn't
was
know
like,
that.
I remember watching Love is Blind with you. I'm like, fuck, they interview the parents and the family. Like,
You're like, what if
I
they make it to
am
hometown?
not getting on that show. And I'm like thinking about how my dad would be like, so what do you think about your daughter marrying someone after knowing them for like a month?
Yeah.
And he just would have been so awkward. I'm just like, leave us out of this, please. But
I do. This was like last year or 2 years ago.
yeah,
I do remember you
I think she
saying
got a
that.
hit back, but it wasn't anything
Yeah.
formal. Can we revert back to a wedding question real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going back to weddings.
You can answer this separately or together, but
Mine
if
don't.
you could change one thing about your wedding day, what would you change?
What a great question.
You can go first.
You can
I
say
do not
you
wanna
can
go
say no
first.
answer. You could say everything was perfect.
Pass.
I'm panicking.
Zach's like, let me hear
More
her
energy.
answer
Is
first.
there
More
anything?
energy.
Is it the menu? Is it the time of day?
Oh
Is
no.
it-
I know exactly what it is.
What?
So Sarah and I. Well, there's actually two things.
Oh.
So first thing is Sarah and I more or less did not eat dinner because we were both absolute balls of nerves.
Yeah.
And so I mean, like we got food. Like people did we go get food? Or did people bring us food? I can't
They
remember.
brought us food.
But we were just so like we could only like kind of pick at it because we were so like amped up.
Yeah.
And then
Adrenaline
like
was too high.
and then you know it's your wedding. You're the people of the hour, so you also like. You don't realize this, but you're not really like wanting to sit up there the whole time because like once the meal starts, like it's kind of open now because you don't do the cocktail hour or whatever. That's
I
for
like
everybody
that.
else.
I like that answer. I think
And
we
so-
should have done a private dinner
Oh,
up in the
A
a
private
dinner,
dinner?
just the two of us up in the bridal suite. Like in that time when we were chilling, if we would have eaten
but
at
we-
that point in
remember we
time,
had-
and then we could have.
we had snacks. We just didn't have dinner.
Okay, that's what I would change though.
Okay, that's fair. That's
I
fair.
would
That's
do
fair.
a private dinner, just the two of us. So
I'm just
we
thinking about
actually
time though, because I don't know if we'd have like.
we would have had time.
You're probably right.
I do timelines all
Sarah's
the time.
like, don't test me.
I've done that. Actually, I'm
You know
pretty
what?
sure.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure Caroline and Brendan did that. They had a private dinner in the bridal suite.
Oh, did
and
they?
then
Oh, yeah, I think
during
they did.
dinner, they were able to actually walk around and greet everybody.
Talk to people,
Because we
yeah.
started doing that, and then we got pulled halfway. So then there was people that we never said anything to.
The other thing I will say, and I'm only going to say a piece of this, and I think everybody can figure it out from there. Sarah and I passed the fuck out the second we got in the car that took us from the venue to the hotel.
Oh, I believe it.
And we were more or less zombies from there on out. So
Yeah.
you can just kind of imagine what that was like.
We
Like,
did not consummate the marriage.
Okay, cut that out. Cut that out.
Why are we doing this podcast?
We fell asleep.
I mean, yeah. At the end of the
exhausting.
day, you're mentally
Wait,
and
so that's what you
physically
would've
so
changed?
exhausted.
I would have changed not being a zombie.
You would have changed having sex at
I
our
would-
wedding.
Sarah, knock it off.
Sarah, nobody knows we have sex. Stop that.
My mom watches this podcast.
Oh my God. She knows we're trying to make a baby. It's fine.
Yes, I would.
Can I please leave that in?
No,
Damn it.
probably.
Probably.
We'll negotiate. Yeah, I would have cut out not being a zombie like the minute we got in the car. Yeah.
How do you cut that out?
How do I?
Drink more water, eat food.
Take a 5-hour
Oh,
energy,
yeah.
get more sleep.
I
than
thought we had a
before.
magic wand situation here. I didn't know I had to like prep for it.
You're like, I just wish it would have been different. That's
I guess,
it. That's all.
I would have taken a nap during family photos. I don't know.
But I think that would be my answer, though. I like where you went there.
Thank you.
Eating dinner privately.
Grace Holt, what would you guys change about our wedding day?
Your wedding day?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. I fucking
I wish I
loved
would have
it.
known you earlier.
I know.
Aw,
You were
yeah.
there, though.
It's a
Yeah,
good
I was
answer.
there.
Good answer,
Yeah.
Steve.
But it was still a great wedding. Yeah, just I didn't really know you guys. I especially didn't know you, Zach.
I
Barely
really
know
don't
early.
feel like I knew you that well.
Yeah, no, we
'Cause-
definitely got to know each other a lot better. Like,
Oh, yeah.
almost the minute the wedding happened.
Yeah. It was a good excuse for us to be like, all right, we're friends forever. Sorry.
We like them.
Yeah.
That was early in our relationship too.
It was early. It was
Yeah.
only like a year-ish in. Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to do, what's it called?
A lightning round of questions.
Yeah, like,
Fire.
that's what, yes, rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire questions.
And you
Okay.
can't go into details. It's just, this is your answer. This is what it is. That's your answer.
Okay.
Okay, this question is for the group. Drake or Kendrick?
I was gonna ask that.
Kendrick.
Kendrick.
Yeah, I mean Kendrick, but let's see if the courts say Drake.
Okay. Now I do have a follow-up, so I apologize. I'm asking a two-parter.
You can ask. as
What's
many
your
as you
answer?
Oh, I'm
It's Kendrick.
Justin Baldoni or Blake Lively.
Ooh, that's controversial.
That's
I hate
still
that
up to the
one.
court.
I don't know that.
That's
Ooh.
Are the
the
girls
current-
gonna get
I'm
canceled?
gonna-
Are the girls gonna get canceled?
Ooh. And you can't go into detail. You just have to give an answer.
You actually don't have
I don't
to
wanna
answer.
be
There's no,
wrong.
like,
I'm
actual
abstain.
rules here.
I'm gonna
yeah,
abstain.
I'm 100%
I don't know
abstaining.
the
I'm just trying to
facts.
put you guys
I don't
on
know
the
the
spot.
full
I'm
facts.
abstaining.
It
We
sounds
don't
bad.
have
for
the
We don't.
facts.
We don't
I
have
don't
all
know.
the facts.
We
Yeah.
could, we could not possibly
I don't
answer
know.
this question
I don't know.
with the facts.
We love the courts here at the
Don't-
People
we
Producers Podcast.
We
Don't
respect
know all the
them.
facts.
Yeah, I can't answer that yet.
Yep.
I go back and forth.
I know.
I don't know.
I know. Same.
The world.
I got
will
a
never
question
know.
for you too.
Okay.
What's Zach's shoe size?
Oh no.
What's Sarah's shoe size?
8.
Women's or
No.
men's?
I'm 8.5 now. Big foot.
Oh, she got you.
They've grown.
Wow.
You don't know mine?
I don't know if I do.
Come on.
Can I guess?
12.
I'm a
12.
foot guy. Oh, damn it.
You're a foot guy. Okay,
guy.
okay,
That's-
Quentin Tarantino.
No, I do. That's my job. I
He
do
works
feet.
with cleats. He's
Yes,
not
he
a
does.
foot
I can
guy.
I'm good too.
You need to be specific about
You're
that.
12.
You
said?
don't need to be specific about that. Actually, the internet will like this better.
You're 12.
I am. Well, it depends. You know, Nike 12, Adidas
See, yeah.
11 and a half.
I'm like 8.
Yeah,
8.5,
that does
so I
matter.
guess
That
we'll
does
give you 8.
matter.
Oh my god! I just say don't spray it.
Me?
No, me.
Oh, say it to yourself.
Okay. This one might require some thought. Again, can't
thought-
go into
I thought these
detail.
were
It's just
quick.
the answers. I mean, we'll see. If you could relive one moment in your relationship, what would it be?
Aww. Probably our wedding day, right?
This is your answer, Sarah.
Trip to Greece.
We all have our own answers.
Oh.
Trip to Greece. Santorini specifically.
I like that one. I'm just gonna stick with wedding day. 'Cause
Actually-
that's the first thing that came to mind.
Paros specifically. I'll backtrack.
Yeah.
I think the first day we met.
I was
Because
gonna,
looking
Okay.
back, it's like what we know of each other now. I'd like to go back and just relive.
I want to go back and remember what we said to each
Yeah.
other when we sat down at the pool and talked to each other for the first time.
This is
I
a
want to know
newly
what it
engaged
was.
couple
And
right here.
swimwear, by the way.
Okay, all right, moving on.
This
moving
biki's
on.
gonna have to make a pod appearance. I'm sorry.
Ooh, this is fun. What's your partner's most attractive quality? And don't say personality is what it says.
Well, like, there's a lot of things that are personality. I would
No.
say Sarah's kindness, but is that personality?
Most attractive
that's-
quality.
Okay.
No, I think it's just saying like don't just say their
Personality.
personality.
Kindness. She's just an incredibly sweet and kind person.
That was really cute.
Took
really
the words
cute.
right out of my mouth.
You also think Sarah's a
no,
sweet
I
kind
think
of
Grace's attitude
My attitude.
and your kindness is very, very attractive.
copycat.
We're kind people. Kindies.
One of the kindest
Thanks.
person I've ever met.
Now, surely the
Aw.
people pleasers are going to answer this question as well.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready? I'll go.
This is them stalling so they can think.
No,
I'm
I
thinking,
knew what
I'm
mine was.
thinking.
Mine, I've said this before, but like your drive and your work ethic. I think it's really attractive. You work really hard, and
You do
I
work
love
really
it.
Interesting, because I feel like I'm lazy.
Well, that's you.
Cut that from the pod.
You're not. You're definitely not.
Let's
I
dive
think
deeper into that.
I love your work ethic and your drive. I think it's very attractive.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would say your thoughtfulness.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're very thoughtful.
He is very thoughtful.
I would
Yeah,
agree.
he is.
Zach's a very
He
thoughtful
goes
guy.
out of his way to make
Even the answers earlier in this podcast
Everybody-
have been very thoughtful.
I know, make everybody feel cared for.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank
I
you.
don't try.
Yeah, you do.
That's how good you are.
Yeah, you do, you little people pleaser.
Ooh, what's one thing your partner does that drives you crazy? Holt and I said the other night, we were like, what's your ick? And now that's all I think
Oh,
about.
if I've said
I don't
he
like
doesn't
ick.
like that word. I told him
like
ick.
I've said that to him before, and he's like, "Are you kidding me? I gave you the ick." And I was like, "Yeah, I still love you, but like that gave me the ick." He's like, "Don't ever say that
What
to
is
me
it?
again." I'm trying to remember what I said. I
Well,
really am.
Not to age
Zach
myself,
has to
but
know.
I'm 32, so like nothing gives me the ick because I'm a grown man. For Sarah, it's like self-sabotaging.
Oh, that's...
I do that. That is gross.
She gets herself like kind of stressed out or kind of overwhelmed, or like she's gonna go
Today.
into like
Minty bee.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say like a difficult situation, but it's like stuff that she's handled hundreds, if not like thousands of times, and so it's like, hey, this thing is not gonna be a big deal like 2 hours from now. And not even that, like you're gonna do a great job, and even if you don't, like it's gonna be over. So just
I love you, Zach.
Self-sabotage.
That-
do.
I think the same goes for you. No,
You can't keep taking people's
no.
answers.
I'm just saying
We
that
are
that
similar.
relates, but
It's actually really
So-
funny, and now I think about it every day of
well,
my life.
Grace, when she gets sick, listen, I'm a person
I
that
think it's
never
funny.
gets sick,
Yeah.
right? And
Let me keep this cough away from you.
no, but like Grace will like just be sitting there, like she'll be like 2 weeks after her being sick, and we'll just be sitting there watching TV, and it's just. Which is fine.
He says I
Which
cough
is
like
fine.
a kindergartner. Like,
then,
you
like-
don't cover your mouth, and I just go...
And then like 30 minutes. And I'm just like okay.
So
And
now
her
every
tongue
time...
curls. And then she just coughs like it, and she
So
just
every
like on
time
her
I
phone.
cough now, I apologize.
If you start doing this, I'm gonna not be able to not notice it.
No, I think it's just
No.
around him. I don't think I do.
No, she doesn't
so
cough
funny.
like normal.
It's just at
So
home. I'll
funny.
just be like,
I'm like, okay, that's one. That's fine.
that's his ick.
And then like
We laughed about that one.
2 minutes later, another one. I'm like, okay, all right. And then it's
I
just,
think of mine.
Oh, you're still thinking.
I am still thinking.
what's mine?
What is Holt?
What's mine?
Well, it goes into another.
No.
Another question.
Answer the question. Don't ask a question.
What
Well,
was
no.
the actual question? What gives me the ick?
Yeah, what's your ick?
That was the question. You did not word it that way.
No, what
I
is
don't
something
even remember what I said your ick was that night.
I know. I'm trying to remember what I said his ick was. Do
I'm
you
clean,
remember?
baby.
I feel like it would have stuck with you. Do you remember?
No, you know I have a terrible memory. Terrible memory.
Is it something that annoys me? Sorry, what was the
It
question?
can be drives
like-
you crazy.
Okay, so an ick.
my red flag apparently.
No.
I think it's the same thing probably.
Yeah.
Sabotaging?
No, I'm saying red flag and ick are probably the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think you have any red flags. Can I say this?
I'd say it first.
When you don't brush your teeth before bed.
Ooh.
Okay.
We're
I've done
working
that.
on that.
I don't love it, but yeah, I get it.
That's a good one.
I mean, he
That's
doesn't
a
do it
good
every
one.
night.
No, but we get like I'll like be like, will you please brush your teeth before? He's like, I brushed them this morning. I was like, no, you need to brush them before bed too, because think of all the things you've eaten today.
Oh, the germs in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's
Is
funny.
that an okay one to say?
You just said it, didn't you?
We can cut anything out.
We're live.
I did think of one that is kind of funny. It's not really an
I'll
ick,
have you
but
know, sorry to cut you off, Grace, but when I go to the dentist, I never have any cavities, and they always say that I have a
Disclaimer.
wonderful smile.
he's
They always say I have
"Hold
super
on."
healthy teeth.
He's just gonna sit there and think about it the
He's
entire
the best
time.
I want
patient
that on
3
the,
years
I want
running.
that on the record.
It's not about the teeth, it's about the tongue.
man,
I want that on the record.
I want that off the record. I want that off the record.
Early in our relationship,
Don't be sad. Don't be sad.
we'll move on to a better question after this.
I knew that was a bad
I think we have to scrap this entire.
Yeah, okay,
episode.
never mind. Let's just move on.
No. We got to hear Holt's.
This entire
We gotta hear-
episode.
Grace, you
Tell
got to
me
hear
what.
Holt's.
No, and I've told you this before, early in our relationship, you're beatboxing.
So you do beatbox?
No. He just goes like, just do what you do. We'll just be sitting there and he'll go. And so early on in our relationship, I was like, this kind of annoys me. And I was like, oh, it's just a phase. 3 years later, I finally told him. 3 years later, I finally told him, I was like, I thought that was a phase.
Where did you learn to beatbox?
That was the best
I
thing
mean,
I've
I'm not
ever
even
seen. I need
good,
a
but
whole
it's-
clip of
it's
just that.
It's
I was
just
talking through the whole thing.
natural-ish. Not natural.
You are
but
good
Are
at
you
it.
just in the locker room with the players, just giving Nick
No.
Bolt the sick beat?
No.
So do you go
no.
boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and
and
cats
cats.
and boots and cats.
But you got to do the, not cats.
Okay, we're gonna work on this off mic clearly.
Good. Oh!
I'm just watching Grace get the ick in real time.
And that's
Never
my
icked
fiance.
so hard.
All right.
I'm impressed, honestly.
He's good at it.
You can
He's
beatbox
good
around
at
me
it.
anytime. Holt.
Pretty good at it, bro.
He is good at it.
I
I just
beatbox.
think it's funny in the
Or when
early
we're in the
stages it
car.
annoyed me, and now it doesn't annoy me.
We're in the
but
car. I drum a lot.
That's definitely got to be your
That
fun
doesn't
fact.
bother
that, like,
me.
Oh, what
Like
about
for-
when
like
you
for
cut
new
yourself
players.
bangs? That was a good one too.
Oh my god, you can tell the
Took
story.
a
if
right
you want.
turn right there.
Yeah, sorry. No, we can move on.
Sorry, I'm trying to look.
Are you mad at me?
No, it's fine.
How many times a day do you hear that? Are you mad at me?
Oh, do we know each other's
15.
or top love languages?
Physical
I do.
touch is his.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yours is quality time.
Number one. I said number one.
Remind me what all the love languages are.
Quality time, acts of service, physical touch,
Words of affirmation.
gifts, giving.
I think Sarah's is quality time.
It always was, but I feel like we get a lot of quality time. So I don't
We
say
do.
I
That's
don't
tough
think that's my
because-
number one.
Because I
anymore.
work from. Oh my god. Sorry. I think
You
yours
should have
is.
just gone into a beatbox for this.
I mean, Holt.
What's my number one now? You got this.
Words of affirmation, I guess.
No.
No, you think it's physical touch? 'Cause I
No.
don't. Well, it's not gifts.
No.
So that only leaves
Acts of service.
acts of service. Yeah,
Which is what I would say
Yeah.
yours is. Do you know what yours
I feel like
is?
that's tough
No.
because I feel like I'm kind of.
I need them all.
I feel like
I need them all at the same time.
I feel like I'm
haven't-
kind of always doing acts of service, so I feel like that's
Right, and I love that.
yeah, but it's kind of the but it's kind of like we're always spending quality time, so it's like we're also like
That's
I'm
true,
kinda
so
always doing
maybe
acts of
it's-
service. I don't even know what to tell you.
I don't know what my answer is then.
That's okay. I was just curious.
All of them.
Yours is definitely quality time.
Yeah.
And I
Mine's
think
probably
number
quality time
two
still,
would
let's be
be.
honest.
No, not number two for me. What's yours?
No, I thought
No,
you were
you have to
answering.
guess
You were
it.
answering what?
Yeah.
Holt is.
I did. I said I thought yours was going to be acts of service.
Oh.
And I said, do you know what yours is? And he said no.
We took the quiz, right?
Yes.
It's okay.
What did the
just
quiz
think-
say? Did it say you were Gryffindor?
No, it transformed me into what actress they thought Facebook thought I was, or BuzzFeed, whatever. No, I'm kidding.
Who were you?
I don't know. I think probably physical touch is up there. I think
I can see that.
quality time, top 4, top 3.
Maybe
Well, there's
you're
only 5.
Emma Thompson,
Babe.
the actress.
Yeah, I don't know. I think acts of service is probably up there.
Woo.
All of them.
I'm kind of not the. Yeah, I don't know.
We've talked about it before.
Yeah, but yours is 100%.
Quality time.
You're
Quality
correct.
time.
You're
What's your
correct.
initiation style? I'm just kidding.
Well, it starts with my schedule, and that's
know.
her number one. And
Yes.
it's just like
That is it.
You
Yeah.
guys make a lot of sense.
So what
to
do you
have
what do you do
quality
to
time
get through
behind.
that?
just devote time for each other.
Make
We've
time.
learned a lot with our
Yeah.
schedules and how to make time for certain things and
Yeah.
recognizing when it's important to honestly communicate.
You guys-
But it
Communication
sucks,
has
like,
changed a
there's
lot.
some weeks that I don't know my weekly schedule until the night before, like Sunday night. So
You
it's
guys
tough to
are-
like plan out our weeks and what we want to do. Like,
Too far in advance.
yeah, like when we were sitting there after the wild card weekend, like we didn't know if we were playing Saturday or Sunday, what time, who we were playing. I didn't know until literally after the Texans won. Schedule dropped in our emails that night. So it's like, I don't know if I'm free Sunday to do something or Saturday to do something, but like we know not to schedule anything from the start to the end. And that's why we've been lucky with this gala. It's always the week before we go to the Super Bowl. So this is the third straight year where,
You've been able to go.
yeah. So it's like, there's some things we know, and like we know when we can book, and like we have February, March, and a little bit of April together. So if we want to go on vacation, we can plan them. But
I honestly though, it's our communication style has changed and
Yeah.
evolved a lot of like being able to be more honest with like, hey, I would prefer you not golf this weekend, so
Yeah.
we can go do this instead.
Yeah.
Or I
Grace
want to
is
go
like,
do
I'm
this.
she's not golfing. I have a wedding here's my Saturday's scheduled golf for that time.
Yeah.
Right. Easy.
That way,
Right.
it's not going to come up to like, hey, I have this weekend free. And it's like, oh, well, I'm busy.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
no, you're not, because this is our only time to hang out.
You guys are definitely the couple like our age without kids specifically. That's like the busiest that I know. I don't know anybody like that is on your guys' level of like.
But we're so different. Like, you know,
Yeah, it's
she's
opposite
she
sometimes.
knows next year how many weddings she has, but
Yeah.
like,
You work week to week,
yeah,
basically.
like we don't know who we're playing. Like we do know who we're playing,
Yeah,
but we don't
regular
know.
season
We
you're
don't know
good,
if I'm
but-
gone on Christmas again or Thanksgiving or especially
Like the
New
schedule, the
Year's.
schedule comes out in May, and by then my year is planned out,
is
Yeah.
booked,
and we're
so,
just now finding out what his looks like.
yeah.
But as
Yeah.
long as you are able to stay like flexible within those bounds, which you sounds
Yeah.
like you guys do a great job.
I
of,
think
like,
I
you
think
make it work.
this past season was probably the worst in terms of holidays.
Yeah.
We played in Pittsburgh on Christmas
she's so
Day.
sad.
I don't want to revisit it, but also
No.
we got very lucky, and I think it was nice that like this happened almost 4 years in that I knew and I know
Yeah.
that I'm glad it happened later on. Earlier on, I think I would have been
Yeah.
crushed. Like, not that this one wasn't tough, but
But no, like we played Christmas Day on a Wednesday, but we spent that whole weekend together.
Yeah.
So it wasn't December 25th, but it was our Christmas.
yeah,
And we're starting to make traditions on,
our own.
yeah, like we bake
Cinnamon
for the
rolls.
bye week. We always make cinnamon roll, like that kind of thing. And we don't know when the bye week is. You know,
Yeah.
like it's sometimes Thanksgiving. Last year it was early. It was like week 6 in October.
This year it worked out because it was my birthday, my
Yeah.
actual birthday.
So
I was on a Sunday, and I was like, he's gonna have a game. I won't even see him on my birthday. And if
But
it's a road game, I won't see him
yeah.
the day before or the day of.
but it's nice to have someone that knows how how last minute my schedule is. That
Yeah.
it's not like she's devastated when I'm not home for Christmas or home for Thanksgiving or
Still hurts, but like
Yeah.
I,
She
I
said,
know what it's
"Oh, I
coming.
am."
easy.
You
Like,
know?
actually,
But you have accepted.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
and you have family here and you have
I
your
do.
sister and
yeah, but that doesn't
That
take the
helps.
place of you being here.
no, but it helps.
Yeah.
Hey Grace, what's the next question?
Aw.
What? Oh, celebrity hall pass number 1.
For her or for me?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you know each other's, you can answer it.
His is Scarlett Johansson.
That is correct.
His is Hillary Duff.
Let the rain fall down and make
Bang.
I'm not kidding. I don't know for sure, but
I love that. That's so random.
She's gonna be 60 and
I want to say Chris Evans. Not Chris Evans. Sorry. I want to say Chris
I go,
Hemsworth.
I don't know yours.
I want to say Chris Hemsworth. Sorry, Thor, not Captain
to be
America.
totally honest, that's the first person who popped in my head. Yeah. But I don't think
I
that's
think
my
I'll say it,
answer.
that'll make sense.
Okay, who's
Can
your
I-
answer? It's going to be a musician, isn't it?
I don't know.
You're such a music
Let's just go with
girl.
Chris Hemsworth because obviously.
Did he just pick your hall pass?
Yeah, he picked it. He guessed it.
Oh, he guessed it. Okay,
Yeah.
he didn't decide
no,
it.
his is no. That's the first name that came to my brain. I promise you. But I was like, I don't know if that would
Well, he's
actually
like,
be my
I'll be
answer.
okay
Yeah.
if you had Chris Hemsworth.
But then he said it, so I'm like, yeah, that was my answer.
I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of
Don't
tied
tell
for
me.
2.
Young Gravy.
we met him.
Too close.
I
Way
know.
too-
Talked about it.
way
we,
too
we
close.
talked about it on the podcast.
Okay,
If you want to say anything more about it, though, you can. Did you love him?
I never texted his manager back.
Well, you should. Let's be
His manager's
besties.
number.
Yeah,
I didn't know that part.
Is Young Gravy performing at the wedding?
He comes out to Gravy
yeah,
Try.
he'd be like $80,000.
Okay, that would be electric.
I mean, maybe he just
Right,
really likes you
right.
That
guys.
would be
You know?
electric.
Maybe he's just
Um,
in Kansas City. It's a great town.
I mean, there's people that you're fans of and people that Timothy Chalamet's up there.
No,
So thin.
no.
Really?
You got to
I
think.
really don't think my-
about,
There's about 30 people before Timothy.
I know.
You
I'm
gotta think
really
about
trying to think of who
quality.
my actual.
I
hall pass
have
is.
two
feel
and
like
they're
hall
tied.
pass, like I've always said, Chris
Tom
Hemsworth,
Hanks?
but I don't know if that's right. Tom Hanks.
I have 2
What
and
a-
they're
what a
tied, and I'm
wonderful
really
man.
surprised you can't name one of them.
Harry Styles.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, Harry Styles, who isn't like.
Travis Kelce.
Harry Styles and Travis Kelce. They're tied
I'm
for
wearing
number
his
one.
face right now.
This is the one I was hoping you were going to
Somebody
get.
keep her away from Taylor. Actually, is yours Taylor?
It's mine.
I'm just kidding.
Mine is Taylor Swift.
Hey, I don't blame you.
I just don't think of.
Dua
like-
Lipa. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could spend the next hour talking
Okay,
about
yes.
hall
No,
passes.
it was just the number
No,
one.
we
It was the
couldn't.
number one.
Wait, what was your answer? What was Holt's?
Hillary Duff.
Oh, duh, Letta.
Anne Hathaway's
you
up there too.
literally
She's
sang the song.
like fine wine. But then you start getting into like, you know, the younger, more pop
I
culture
said number
people.
one. I said number
Right.
one. Just one.
Zipping the lip.
Okay, last question.
Not the last question.
This is just to the two of you. What were your thoughts when I/Grace told you that we were going to start a podcast?
Oh God.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell
I think
yeah,
that
fuck
was
yeah.
his
It was
first reaction.
Yeah, I mean, not only were you guys interested, but you were so passionate, and you had designs and a photo shoot. Like, and it's kind of the first of ish. I mean, like the wedding industry. I feel like you guys were the first to kind of, but I think you guys have a great platform. It's not just tuning in every week to hear you guys talk. It's about your pillars. So
The message.
I think the message, especially around this city, it's a city, but I feel like it's pretty tight knit, especially in the wedding community. So I think it was a great idea. It was kind of, I know podcasts are cliche nowadays because it's
Not this one.
everyone. No, but like I do feel like it's like, oh, they're starting a podcast. How you can feel discouraged to start one, but I think you guys went about it the right way. You didn't just grab headsets and started talking. You guys had structure. You guys had a plan. You had a schedule. You had guests, and you worked from. It wasn't just like things came to you as the season went on. You guys had it all planned out from the start.
Yeah.
So I was all for it. Never did I think it would end up in our apartment, but
Right?
it was good
Same.
that we did.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
I mean,
much.
But yeah,
This dude.
dude.
I'm a little bit mad you gave an honest answer because I was going to make a joke, but now I can't make a joke. That was,
Make a
That was
joke.
too kind. Nah, there's no.
put that in
no
before
chance.
my
You can
answer.
do both. You can do both.
No, not a chance. The question was like, what was my first thought?
Yeah.
Right?
Like when I was like
Yeah,
starting
yeah.
a podcast.
I mean, very similar to Holt's answer. I was just like, because I knew that you had wanted to. You've talked to me about wanting to do like something, like have a creative outlet, like something to get your ideas and like your views of like just yourself and the world and stuff like out there. So I was just like, this is awesome. Like it's an opportunity for you to have that outlet, have that like creativity in your life that you had been craving. Like, I mean, you had talked about that for years. So I was just super excited for you all. For those that don't know, like, because when did the first episode come out? Like what? Like
September of last year.
Like you guys
September
didn't.
10th.
You guys didn't just like September 1st be like, we should do a podcast. Like
Yeah.
you guys were working on this for months and months and months and months. Like probably more than half a year before the first pod came out. You guys are really
Was more
dedicated
than half
to this
a year.
shit.
Yeah.
Like
We
really
started in
dedicated to this
January.
shit. Like you guys don't see all the equipment that's in here. You guys don't know all the conversations they have.
Or the
Like
back end
all
of
the
it,
planning, all the back
or
end.
the editing.
Like you guys are dedicated individuals, and you work hard to put this together and put this out for yourselves and for the community and for your fans. So it's really awesome to see
Yeah.
you guys work this
Fans.
hard
This
and
one's
like
but it's a good
fans.
resource.
have
It's a good
something like
resource.
this in your life.
Yeah, it's not just them talking about weddings. It's let's bring on your brides
Right.
and what they went through. So people who are even us just now getting engaged, it's like what are the stresses that they had that they asked you guys about, and being a wedding planner and a wedding photographer, it's resources for people to listen and be like, oh, I never thought about asking that kind of question for our wedding. Or
You're helping people and you're entertaining
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
for sure. And Sarah's
Educational.
always auditioning for The Voice.
And Sarah can have a mic in her hand.
Most importantly,
Most
we
importantly.
haven't sang us out in a while, so we'll do that today.
yeah.
Well, thanks for being
But
here,
honestly,
guys.
I didn't
Oh.
even know that all this equipment even existed for that. So
I thought somebody said there was
I'm
one
very
last
impressed.
question.
No, I liked ending on that one. The one I was going to ask was just another stupid one that was formulated that was kind of similar to one we've already asked.
Ask it.
No, I don't like it. I think that was a good one to end
good
on.
ending?
Yeah, that was a perfect ending.
I'm all about a happy ending.
News to me.
And on that note,
That just gave me the ick.
and on that note, we love you guys, obviously.
Yeah, thank you guys for putting on the headphones, getting behind the mic.
Running to Costco to get some batteries.
Yeah, going to get a
that
battery
you didn't
stop.
like.
Yes,
You
here we
were-
are.
Look, it's
Still going.
Yep.
we're half. Is that half?
No, it's still
Still
good.
full.
Oh,
But thank you for
Okay.
being here.
Thanks for
yeah.
supporting
No,
us.
thank you for
Yeah.
Thanks for
starting
having
the
us.
podcast. and
Shout
all
out
that
to the
stuff.
people pleasers. Make sure you like, subscribe, and review. And tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your coworkers.
Tag 5 friends.
Tell the neighbor. Tell the bum on the end of the street.
Thanks for letting us share our news with you, Grace, too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The most exciting. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh. I kind of forgot that we started that with you telling us
I know.
that you're engaged. So most importantly, congratulations to you both.
Congratulations.
We're so
to the
excited
happy
to
couple.
continue to see the journey to wedding day and be a part of it.
To the future Miss McKinney.
Yay, that's me.
Mrs.
I always get that
Yeah, same
wrong.
thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Mrs.
All right.
Grace McKinney.
What are we singing
Grace
out on?
Elizabeth McKinney. Cute.
Grace, what should Sarah
I think we
sing
should
us out?
all sing us out.
Oh, no.
Go into
I won't be
the
singing.
chapel and we're-
Yeah, Holt's got to beatbox us
yeah.
out. For
Oh yeah,
sure.
beatbox
What do you
us
want?
out.
Give me
no,
a-
you just get a beat and I'll
no,
sing.
no.
The
The people pleasers.
Yeah. I don't know what song to sing.
People pleasers.
Cause you know that I'm a people pleaser. Pleaser. Yeah, you know they call it people pleaser.